make sure we live on everything. All right, I think we in there. Yep. Okay, we are live and we back. Y'all know what it is. This is another Israelite conversation with a mystic featuring the brother Ison. And like me and him had discussed before, we're gonna turn around and turn this into a whole show. The Cap 10K and the Ison show. Where me and this brother, he is a mystic, and I, of course, am an Israelite under Commander General Yohana, right? And we're gonna turn around and show you the differences of the religions and let the people turn around and determine what they believe is true or not. You understand? Is if you think what we have in the ISUPK is the truth, which we're the home of it, so of course it is. You understand? Then you make that decision, or you turn around and you hear what the brother Ison is dropping, and that's something that I always wondered about when it came to the mystic religion. Ison, is that they claim that they got this knowledge that surpasses the Bible and the understanding, or the normal understanding, or whatever people think the truth is. They claim that no, it's deeper than that. So it's something a little way up here. You know what I mean? So I mean, so far I've talked to a couple of mystics, right? And I just haven't heard it, brother. I haven't heard this deeper, understanding of things. I've heard a whole lot of twisting, and a whole bunch of misunderstanding. But I want you to break it down and tell me how the understanding of yours is so profound and it's so out of the ordinary, and give me something, if you can, to where just one thing that a person believes it this way, and then from your understanding is this way, and then I get it. I can understand that. So if you could, brother, break that down for me, because I am very curious, because the other brother that I have been talking to, that's a mystic, I'm gonna kind of exclude him because he's an ex-Israelite. He used to be in IUIC, and them brothers hurt him so bad. You know what I'm saying? He has a complete hatred for the Bible, for Israelites, and for every. So his is not totally like, he's not giving me a actual mystic perspective. His come with a little, you know what I'm saying, with a little distaste, So I can understand being in that kind of group and having brothers do whatever they did to him and all of this. I can understand, Yes. But he's not just giving me the full mystic point of view and the mystic understanding. He's, like I said, he putting a little funk on it. You understand? A little stank on it, Tina. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead. But give me something, that will make me just see it from the mystic point of view and say, oh, okay, damn, yeah. Oh, that's what that means. It don't mean that. So if you can give me one of them moments, go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you again. And peace and blessings to the panel, and also peace to you. I mean, well, there's no panel. Peace and blessings to the people, and peace and blessings to you, Kat, for having me back again. Like we were talking in back chat before we came on. Like I said, I appreciate you as an Israelite, that you're not closed off and you're open. And whenever I speak to a man that's open, that tells me that his heart is open, regardless of what his thoughts are. His heart is open. The only way you could want to do and continue conversation with someone that is not as yoked as you would be is because your heart is open. So you've never closed down. You're seeking and searching. Basically, per your question you just asked. Before I get started, I have to first give all praises to my creator, my guide, my teacher, whom is I. Not myself as I. I is the spirit that lives within us all. Now, to answer your question, Kat, the thing that I would bring is I. When you hear anyone teaching and talking, they don't bring I as their witness, as their creator, as their guide. I is my witness. And they tell you you need I for a witness. So I have the ultimate witness, who is I, the creator. Now, the thing is, growing up, I never really went to church. I was brought to church, but never went to church on my own. So there's a difference there. It wasn't something that I sought or seeked. And I want to say right around when I was turning, I want to say around 33, I told my wife, now wife, which was my fiance, because I was in the streets heavy in the game. And I kept saying, this isn't the life for me. This isn't the life for me. And as I'm saying, this isn't the life for me, I started changing. And it was a big thing where I'm from because a lot of people saw me because I was like somebody that walked around with the flashy cars, flashy clothes, money, all the accoutrements that one would want or desire to have. And this is back in the mid 90s, early 90s, driving in expensive cars, wearing minks, Versace suits, gator boots, the Playboy stuff, the player stuff. So I was doing all of that. And all of my friends, when I'll never forget it, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I was in my place at the time. I was in my apartment, and I felt the change. And I said, I want to know you for myself. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to do this change, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I want to know you for myself. And at that very instant, I would assume that the creator, I felt my heart, felt who I was, because the creator knows what's going to happen before we know what's going to happen. And then from that very point, I began to become the person I am today. But it never came from the outside. So when a mystic is speaking from firsthand information. They are self-guided people. You can't be taught to be a mystic. It's something that comes to you. Now, and there, of course, there's levels to everything. In my particular case, I just wanted to know who was the creator. That was my goal. Because just to say God, just to say Yahweh, just to say Allah, just to say all these different things because other people said it doesn't make it true. It becomes a follower. And all of my life, I was taught not to be a follower. I was taught to think for self and grow up and make your own decisions and make your own path. So in this particular case, that's how it started. And my wife, she was a Christian. So it was crazy how it all worked out. She had all of these Bible books and Bible videos. And then my mother's husband, which I knew about Farrakhan, he had all these Islam tapes and videos. And then I started buying all of them. So I'm in there watching Christianity stuff, Islam stuff. And I'm hearing Allah, Allah, Allah. And I'm like, who is Allah? Who is Allah? Right? Because I only heard God. Later down the road, I come to find out Allah only means God. So there's no name in Allah. So then I went to the Bible, and the Bible showed me, I actually didn't pay attention to L, but I did see Jehovah, and I did see the Tetragrammaton, YHWH, but it was said you were not to speak that. I didn't fall into the Jehovah side of it because those people used to knock on my door, and I didn't feel that at all. So then there was one day I was sitting there reading the Bible, and I get to Exodus, and Moses was the only person that I've ever read to ask the question. Mm-hmm. And it says, who shall I tell them sent me? And it said, tell them I am that I am. And it just was so profound. and I stuck in it so deep that I couldn't let it go. It didn't make sense after that. Nothing else made sense to me. And then I started to dibble and dabble. So then I went to who is I am. So I being first person, but not actually a person, but the source. Am being the existence, which is the verb of it. So you have the noun and the verb. You have the source with action. So then I thought about it, and then the am was removed. And then I just saw I. And then when you started, then after I saw I just started seeing all these symbolisms of I. At the top of the pyramid in the back on $1, it shows you an eye. Then when you look in Egyptology, you see the eye of horse. But these are symbols of I, but they're talking about who I is. Even when Jesus does the I am statements, I think it's 7 of them, he's not talking about himself. He's talking about the spirit. So when we all speak of I, we all can't be I. So what that's saying is we all are a common denominator to I, but we're all numerators in self. So with myself, we'll just use what we go by on here. Myself is being I, son, you being Captain K, but then our common denominator is we would both say I, which is the spirit. So the spirit is the common denominator to the flesh. All flesh are different. We're made differently, but yet we're made in the same. But what lives in us is only the I. That's why Jesus talked about the light within you, because I is the truth, I is the light, I is the way. I am the truth, the light, and the way. But it all starts with I. So that would be what you would call a revelation, because a mystic would be what you're looking for, one to come to bring revelations. Revelations are set in place to take the people out of the mindset and begin to make them think. Once they begin to think, because you can't follow someone, all someone can do, and this is the parable when it talks about the seed. It says some seeds will fall on the ground and they won't penetrate. Some seeds will be blown away. And then it says there's some seeds that will take root. Now, the seed is referring to the words that are planted in the heart of the individual. And from their heart, they must grow that seed themselves. So when it talked about Jesus speaking, and when he spoke, he was breathing life into them, or breathing on them is what it says. Only the creator can breathe life into you, but the spirit can breathe life towards you. And you must capture that spirit, and then you must grow from that. It's all a growth pattern. We all have to do our own work to get there. My job is only to paint a picture for you, have you see the picture or not see the picture, could be the case. And then what you do with it from there is on your own. And I'll make this one statement and then I'll digress. I have a buddy, and all my fellas that I grew up with, they all know me and we're all tight. So one of my buddies, his name is Sean. One of my buddies, we were all in the house, they smoking weed, drinking, doing all this stuff. And I was, doing all the same stuff. And everybody that knew me was like, yo, this guy's changed. So I wasn't doing none of the stuff that I used to do. So in the conversation, I'm speaking with all my crew, I bring up I. To this day, all I did was spoke to maybe 7 guys, I think was in the room that day, maybe 8 to 10. And that one today praises I. So you can't give it. It's not something that you can give someone. You can only, it's like, man, it's the mist of the air. You just bring it in the air, and those who are set to get it will grasp it. And from this point, that brother has been nothing but I. All myself did was just share it. And when he came back talking to me, and he calls me Tilly, he said, Tilly, he said, I got it. I see what you've been saying, brother. I see it now. I see it. I recognize it. So that's how that goes.
I hear you, brother. And with all of that said, brother, you ain't dropped nothing on me. I didn't hear nothing profound about none of that. You said you took I am that I am, not even understanding that was not him saying his name. Like a lot of people got that wrong. When he said, who shall I say sent me? And he said, tell him I am that I am. What he was saying, he was just checking Moses. Right? If you go back and recount the story, he turned around and checked Moses several different times for questioning him. You understand? And that's what
Okay.
that was all about. Just like what a good father would tell their son when they tell him something to do over and over and over again. When daddy snap, yeah, boy, I'm your goddamn daddy. I said, go take that trash out. You know what I mean? That's not saying that I because I said the word I am your goddamn daddy. That don't mean that that's what my name is. That don't mean that this is part of the spirit or this or that. He just got checked. And that's all that simply was when it comes to that story when Moses kept asking him, well, who should I say to send me? What should I tell them? Because he know how Israelites are. You understand? He know how his people is. So he like, how am I convince these people? What am I gonna say to them that's gonna make them understand? Right. So that's what that was about right there. Not that he was I am that I am. He was just checking them. You know what I'm saying? Same kind of way. And then for Christ to say, I am the way, the truth, and the light. And the I part has nothing to do with what you have named yourself. You know what I mean? This I son thing. So, but like I said, I really have not heard any serious information that would make me say, you know what? Damn, they got it right. I see that. You know, I can understand that. You know, so I just haven't. You know, I just haven't heard it. You know, and I'm not even coming from because I know the truth. I absolutely have had my ears open to everything that mystics have been telling me, and I just gave you the opportunity to. You know what I'm saying? The same way, and I'm still not hearing it. I'm still not hearing anything that will make me believe that you all have such an, you know, profound and superseding level of information. I just haven't heard it, brother. Like, okay, now let me give you a scripture, for instance, right? And I want to know the mystic perspective on this. John 3:16. Brother, I want to know what the mystic take is on verses John 3:16. And then
read it for everybody. Yes, sir.
I got you. I'm about to read it. And then I'm gonna try to keep up with the questions in the chat because I see
I wanted to talk on what you just said too about the eye too.
I got you. We're gonna see if you can we're gonna address some of them questions.
Okay.
We're gonna try to go in the chat and if you have to write down them questions that's in the chat for me. So if anybody got in the chat, and we got the brother Pan, we got Pan in the audience. He gonna jump on the stage in a second once we open it up for everybody to jump on. But if anybody wants to join the stage, and on all of the platforms, y'all know we on the Clapper, on the TikTok, on the Facebook, on fan base, on everything. Go to Sharpness Sword Radio. Go to YouTube. Go to Sharpness Sword Radio, or you can go to ISUPK St. Louis, and you can click the link that's in the chat. I'm gonna put it in there again. So so everybody, if you want, you can come up on the stage. If you got any questions, comments, or whatever it is, questions for me or the brother Ison, right? So you know, it is what it is. Whoever you got a question for, we'll be able to bring y'all up in a second. And we're gonna try to, like I said, follow the chat. If we got any questions in the chat, if y'all just want to type them in the chat, put it in the chat, and then we're gonna try to get your question answered. All right. So, but first, my question to the brother Ison.
Can I answer something you said, and then we can jump right to that? I'll just make it real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. So you believe the one thing we do have in common is the spirit, correct?
You said what about the spirit?
You believe the one thing we do have in common for the flesh to exist is the spirit, correct?
Everyone has a spirit, yes.
Okay. So if I ask you who started this show, what would you say?
Who started this show?
Yeah.
General.
No. Who started the live that we're doing right now?
You talking about who clicked the live? I did.
Right. Who did it?
I clicked the live.
I did it. You understand? So when you say I'm not saying something profound to you, you don't understand it because you think you're I. So that's mystic for you if you want it. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What if I would have said the Goggle Bar started it? I could have said it that way.
But notice you didn't say that, and notice what you do say is you say me, myself.
Like I
Watch
said,
this real quick.
different ways. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Watch this. You say me, myself, and who? Who?
The God. The God.
No. I. No, it doesn't say me, myself, and Yahweh. It doesn't say me, myself, and Allah. It doesn't say me, myself, and God. It only says me, myself, and I.
But wait a minute. But you got
Because
that
I.
song. It came from
Go ahead.
Destiny's Child, brother. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
there you go. Come on, brother. That was well before Destiny's Child. Stop it.
What are you talking
Stop
about?
it. Stop it. Me, myself, and I is well before Destiny's Child. It is.
Of the young sisters back in the day when that song "Me, Myself, and I" came out.
Yeah,
they
but
were out on the block with us. They was eating corn chips and drinking. What's some Arizona teas about? They were drinking Arizona, and they were singing the hell out of that song, brother. So
see how you trying to dip out of the truth? You trying to dip out of the truth. Now you talking about Destiny's Child. We supposed to be speaking spiritually. See what I mean? I know you now. So what the me is the lower nature. It's your lower nature. It's your ego. Now the myself, yeah, and myself is your upright nature. When you know self, So then it says, and once you say and, that separates it from me and myself. So and is I. I is the spirit that is connected to both sides. It's connected to your lower and your upright side. That's where you get the cross from. You have a lower nature and an upright nature. We have to break the lower nature. So, and I'll say this and stop because I know you had a question. So when you said that it didn't hit you yet and you didn't get it yet, because I said to you what you missed earlier, I said the truth doesn't talk to you up here in these ears. It has to hit you in your heart. And it talks about people that are stone hearted. So, and much like a Flintstone, it's in Obadiah. It talks about the Israelite being a stiff-necked, stone-hearted people. Because you are so indoctrinated in what you believe, it's hard to penetrate that. That's why I said my job is not to try to penetrate it. My job is just to pronounce it. And from there, what you do with it is up to you, because I can't save you. The only person that can save you is you. Jesus can't save people. He can only show you how to be saved.
Okay, so but you said you talking about a cross. You talking about a cross. Mm-hmm. You talking about? Oh, you got your volume.
Yeah, somebody's loud.
Hold on 1 second.
And don't forget John 3:16. I just wanted to get that off before you said something. And don't forget John 3:16. I just wanted to get that off before you said something. I
don't think you're gonna be able to be on. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He got to.
Sweat. No, he dropped. He dropped though. Okay, so you said the me and myself get across and separates, but when you go through and you say the me and the myself and the I, talking about the same person. So I don't see how it could be separate. If you're saying me, myself, and I, you're talking about the lower self, the upright self, and the spiritual self, and then it's all together. There's no separation. And I'm just saying that kind of information right there, I think all of this stuff really confuses the people. Black people for a long time have been very superstitious, and we turn around and believe in things that are not true, right? We believe in church. When people go to church and they say, they believe that they're talking in a tongue to God. They really believe that. But when you go in the Bible, you'll find out that is absolutely nothing. That is nothing according to the word of God. You got people that believe that they can just walk up to somebody and touch them and bam, they just heal from all of their infirmities. You understand? And I think what you're doing is just a different way. You understand? Instead of you doing the passing out, instead of you doing the touching and the smacking on the head, and you know what I'm saying, you're going to be healed and you're going to get some money, and you know what I'm saying, your leg broke, but now give me that cane and throw the cane across the room and now you can walk. All that kind of foolishness, man. I don't believe none of that garbage. You understand?
Bro, you crazy. I ain't nowhere near that. I ain't nowhere near that.
No, wait a minute. No, I didn't say totally. I just said in a different way. I didn't say you was totally like that. I don't think you walk up to people and put your hand on top of their head and push them backwards so they can fall and claim that the Spirit or the Holy Ghost just hit them. I don't think you do that. Right?
You missed what I said. I said I dropped gems and leave it. You're saying something totally different.
Oh, just listen to what I said, brother. I said that what you're saying and what I think you're doing is just in a different way, to where you're not doing those things, but you're just saying, oh, see, the me, the myself, and the I. You understand? You're just confusing them in a different way. That's all. Instead of what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need, we don't need mysticism. We don't need Christianity. We don't need religion. What we need is the truth. And what needs to be done is, by every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, they need to obey God. And God put his instructions inside of this book that we have, the Bible. And he said all of his commands found in the Torah, which is the first 5 books of Moses, which Torah means law, we're supposed to be following those. That's it. That's real simple. It's simple to do. Versus dropping a gem on somebody, say, see the me and the myself and the I. See, Destiny Child, see, they had it right. They knew what they was talking about. But just, I'm giving you a deeper understanding. Man, that's all confusion. That's all garbage. Don't none of our people need it. It ain't working. It ain't fixing nothing. Individually, people are doing what they claim to be doing good, right? Because they got a job or got a nice house or I ain't saying you. I'm just saying people in general. People turn around and think that they doing good because they got a job. Or matter of fact, I had just talked to a sister that told me that she asked me, she said, how? She said she prays for things that she wants and this and that, and she know God heard her and all that. And I said, sis, how do God hear you when you are a sinner? When his words say he don't hear sinners. She said, what make you think I'm a sinner? I said, we talked about it already. You said you celebrate holidays and birthdays. You don't keep all the law. That's what make you a sinner. We went back over the scripture, showed it to her. This is what makes you a sinner right here, when you don't obey these laws of God right here. And so
you just cut yourself, right?
She still went with I ain't cut myself on nothing. She still went with that religious mumbo jumbo and said, God heard me. I know he heard me. Because you think something good happened in your life, a job that you wanted, and because you went away and whispered, oh, Jesus, please let me get this job. In the name of Jesus, I pray, amen. Because you think, because you said that, and then the people call you and say, you know what? Hey, would you like to start Monday? Can you start training on Monday? You think God blessed you, when the Bible said God is ignoring you. When you are a sinner, he doesn't even hear you. He said that your prayers become an abomination, something that God hates. You know, what good parent want to hear you ask, can you have a treat or go outside or play your game, ride a bike? You know what I'm saying? When you just disobeyed the rules. No parent wants to hear that. God most certainly don't hear that. He's not our snuggie buddy to where he just works the way we want him to work. What is that? Chucky? About the Most High is not our Chucky. He's not our friend to the end. Heidi ho, ha ha ha. That's not how that work, man. You understand? And it don't work the way that mysticism claims it works either. Because I still have not heard any profound knowledge and understanding of anything according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, you lost me when you was accusing Abraham of having sex with his biological sister, when the Bible does not tell you that was his biological sister. It doesn't tell you that. It lists whose Terah's children were, and Sarah or Sarai was not named among his children. So that right there shows me that mysticism is not on such a high level. It's very low, extremely low level. The same as Christianity, because guess who else believes that? The Christian church. When you switched and said that the Edomites, the descendants of Jacob are the Edomites because of the wine and corn, because I said, oh my God, that's not such a high and supreme understanding and knowledge. That's low level, because when you go through the whole Bible, you'll get to understand. And you'll understand that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. You understand? Regardless of Isaac blessing Jacob with corn and wine, and him turning around and later stealing all the corn and the wine, the white man, you can't say that. You can't say that was Jacob's. He's actually the Edomite. I don't know what you following. You understand? So, like I said, this mystic mess of stuff is just not there either, right? So, but let's get to John 3:16 because
hold on, Cap. You're saying a lot of stuff, and then you jumping off to John 3:16. I gotta respond to all that. Come on, Cap. Let first. Right. Remember, the people want to hear. You made a statement. You made several statements, Cap. I'm gonna work my way backwards for you. All right. Let's deal with the statement that you said. Which is funny, it's ironic and funny that you said that, because I was thinking about that, how you keep denying, because I did read why you can't believe Abraham did not have a sister named Sarah, who he also had a child with. But again, I showed you the scripture, and this ain't for you. This is for the people, because let the people decide what the scripture says, not what you say and not what you wanted to say. That's the problem. That you want people to listen to what you say. So therefore and you're trying to browbeat them to make it seem like you're right. That don't make you right, Cap. So let's see what the scripture says. In Genesis 20:12. This is Abraham speaking. No, let me go to 11. And it says, Genesis 20:11-12. It says, and Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. So he's identifying Sarah as his wife. This is Abraham talking. Then Abraham says, and yet indeed she is my sister. And he doubled down and says, she is the daughter of my father. Let's go. He even tripled down, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. Cap, there is nothing. Listen to me, brother. There is nothing. I can go to a school with second graders that have a comprehension level, and they will look at you like you got three heads if you sit here and try to say this young lady is not also his sister. And his father doesn't have to say it. Abraham is the primary in this book. Abraham is who's the one that's doing the major talking in this part of Genesis. So Abraham is the one that says she is my sister from his father, but not from the same mother. That doesn't make him not his sister. That's just saying he's a sister from a different mother. So there you would be completely wrong. You're not arguing with me on that. You would have to take that up with the Bible. And this is one of the things that the scripture says, is that you try to take the scripture and make it say what you want to say. But the scripture also told you, don't take away from the Bible and don't add to the Bible, because that will be a curse upon you. Now, let's go to the next topic. You talked about how I forget exactly how you're saying it, but you were talking about how people are being hypocrites with the law. You as an Israelite should know more than anybody in this Bible that the Israelites are the greatest hypocrites in the Bible, because they were brought the law. The law came to them, and they kept foregoing the law all the way up to Jesus. They never got it right. So you are the greatest of all hypocrites. So to say that is astonishing. Matter of fact, you're such a hypocrite. Your people are such a hypocrite. They recorded it. I'm not, you brought it up. We don't knock our flaws. Brother, if somebody brings you a book and brings you instruction and you still can't get it right, that tells me you can't pass an open book test. That tells me you wasn't prepared, and you'll probably never be prepared. There will be some of you that can be prepared, but if you're claiming this book written by the Israelites, given to the Israelites, and they still ain't got it right, there is a problem there. There's an issue. Because one, you're supposed to be the people per the Bible that are the lead. But instead, you have all of the prophets being killed by its own people. So that's hypocritical. Now let's go to the 3-in-1 thing real quick. When I'm saying to you, yes, all three entities exist in one body, because we have a lower nature, we have an upright nature, and then we have the spirit. Let me explain something to you. Two things can't exist at the same time. You can't drink like you're doing and eat at the same time. One will overthrow the other. So right now in spirituality, and this is what it talks about, the 6 days of labor of sin, and the seventh day, which is the Sabbath day, but it's not the Sabbath you think it is. It's not weekly. And we can get into that one day also. And this is all mystic talk for you, because this is all stuff that is spoken that haven't been spoken. So it's a revelation. So when you look at it where you have an upright nature and a lower nature, if a man goes to kill somebody, he doesn't have beautiful thoughts on his mind. He's enraged. He's at a lower state of mind. When a man goes to marry a female, he's not thinking kill, he's thinking love. So two things can't exist at the same time. One has to shut off for the other one to cut on. That's what I meant about the upright and the lower nature. Now let's get to the final thing that you said. The word does not hear sinners, right? That's what you said. I don't know which okay. Now, and a sin would be anything inside the 10 commandments, right?
No.
There's more to this, but the top 10 would be in the 10 commandments. We would say that, correct?
Those would be the foundation for all the laws.
Okay, great. And you said God can't hear that, right? These are your words, not mine.
I said when you are a sinner, right? Meaning that 1 John 3 and 4 says that transgression is,
transgression to the law. I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Transgression of the law, right?
Right. So when you lie, you transgress the law, correct?
Yeah. So when you turn around, wait a minute, hold on. I say yeah.
Okay, good. I got you.
Break any of God's laws, right? If you're eating pork, celebrating holidays, if you're gay or lesbian, if you whatever, you steal, if you
I got you.
Worshiping
I don't want you to go too far.
All of that, right? So I was just giving a number outside of 10. First it said honor your father and mother, meaning take care of them when they get older. Thou shalt not kill and steal and stuff like that. I went a little outside of the 10 too, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery and all of that. So
thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not lie, right?
Thou shalt not lie, all of that, right? So when you turn around and you do that, that's breaking God's laws. You are a sinner, and then God doesn't hear the prayer of a sinner. He doesn't hear that.
Watch this. Now watch this.
What?
Jacob, watch this. I'm going to show you something. Jacob coveted Esau's blessing. Rebecca, yes, he did. Slow down. Don't jump so fast. Hold on. Don't jump so fast. Listen, brother. He asked for his birthright. That is called coveting. That is hold on. Let me finish. Coveting that. Okay. Hold on. Yes. You wanting. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what coveting means. Wanting something that I'm gonna tell you. It's wanting something that does not belong from someone else. You have no rights to it, but you want it, so you're coveting it. If you had a wife, let me explain to you, so I can make it more plainer to you. If you had a wife and you're married to her, but I want her. Just like with the story of David, when he killed the guy because he coveted his wife. That guy had not ownership in that manner, but he had a relationship and a marriage with the female. And because David coveted her, he wanted her, he had that man murdered. That is coveting. Now, back to what I said, when Esau's being born with the birthright that Jacob does not have, and Esau wants his birthright, that is coveting. When Esau lies hold on, let me finish. I understand. It ain't going to be long. When Esau lies, and then he tells when Isaac lies when Jacob lies and he tells Isaac that he's Esau and all of these different things, that is lying. When Rebecca then puts him in the position to do these things, she is part of that. So therefore, per your words, the scripture says the Creator doesn't hear the sinners. They are sinners by their acts. They are sinners per your statement. There is no two ways around this. You can't get around Genesis 11 and 12. 12, 20, 11, and 12. You can't get around the fact that you brought up the statement and you brought up the scripture that it says that the creator does not hear the sinner. You've established the fact that the sinner is the liar, is the coveter. You've established all of that. So now what you would be doing is you would have to, and also what was it, being hypocritical. You guys have had this Bible. It's your book. It's from your line. And you're not even following your own script. So all of these things you talked about, it's almost like somebody pointing the finger, but yet they got three pointing back. You just got hit with three things just because you tried to point at somebody one time. You can't change any of this. And this is why I said this is a beautiful conversation for us to have, and let the people judge the truth. Don't make them. Just give them the information. Don't sit here and tell them what they got to believe, brother. Let them listen for themselves. You would be doing anyone a disservice if you thought as though you were so smart. You're saying, I'm smarter than y'all. Y'all need to shut up and listen to me. And this is how it goes. And I think at that point in time, that is demonology. That is a devilistic thought away to think you're greater or better. Just put the information in the air and let it assimilate and land where it will, either in the ears or in the heart.
Yeah, and you off, brother. Again, I'm gonna make this quick, and then we're gonna jump to the John 3:16 thing, because I'm very anxious to hear that. So, but when you keep mentioning that Abraham married his biological sister, and this is why I said you have to put all of it together, right? You haven't put it all together, right? It says this in Genesis 11. You go straight to that story and think you have the understanding because of Abraham saying what he said. And yes, she's indeed my sister, right? Not saying that that was his biological sister. I broke that down to you the last time we talked about it, right? Is that we call each other brother and sister, even though we're not biologically brothers and sisters. I don't know why this is going over your head. You understand? But maybe it's you up on that mystic horse and you can't see it. You can't understand the simple things, right? So in Genesis 11, right? And I'm going to start at verse 27. It says, now these are the generations of Terah. The Bible is about to tell you who Terah, which is Abraham's or Abram at that time, Abram's father's children. It says Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. That's what it say right there. Those three. It don't mention no daughter at all. And then it says, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. Verse 29 says this, and Abram and Nahor took them wives. It don't say nothing about his sister. He took his sister. It said took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the father of Ishkah. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law. I don't think you caught that. It says his daughter-in-law. She would have been listed as one of Terah's generations when it started in verse 27. It would have said Sarah, his daughter, Sarai. But it says Sarai is his daughter-in-law. That's what it said. It says his son Abram's wife, It don't say Sarah's very own child, his very own daughter. It don't say that. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan, and they came unto Haran and dwelt there. All right. So I was just reading it up, finishing it. So the point is that they was not biological brothers and sisters. I don't know what you're talking about. So, but anyway.
Can you read 2012? Can you just read 2012 for everybody? And just for the record, you and I both know, and many people on here know. I just want to say this just for record since you paused. You and I both know. Well, can you read it? Because you
You
seem to
read
want to go. Why'd
it.
you run? I got you. Why'd you run back to Genesis 11 when, again, we both know when they talk generations talking, they talk from the masculine side. They talk about the sons. It is rare, very rare, that the daughter is mentioned in any of the generational speeches about the father having children. They mainly, and 99% of the
That's so
time
rare.
only mention the sons. So that would be disingenuous to you. And this is what I meant earlier. You're trying to win something that you don't have to win. You got to be honest. So then when I asked you to read Generations 12:20, you first thing you said was you already read it because you said it didn't say it. So maybe if you read it for yourself and you heard it coming out of your mouth, what Abraham said, then maybe you could repudiate that. So if you're incapable of reading 2012, because it will make the point known and heard coming from you, brother, because you keep saying that she was just a daughter-in-law. So when I say, can you read 20 and 12? You don't want to read 2012. Why?
No, the reason I'm saying you read it already.
Read it
And then
again.
hold on. No. Hold on one second.
I know.
Because
Yes, sir.
you acting like mentioning daughters is something that's so unheard of in the Bible. When
I
I
said
can
it's
go back,
rare.
I can go back. I can go back to Job when Job, his sons and daughters were mentioned. I can go back to First Chronicles where sons and daughters were mentioned. I don't know what you're talking about. You
I
have
said
no
it's
clue.
rare. Rare. I
How is
didn't
it
say they
so
don't
rare?
do it.
How is it so rare when it's being done?
It's
It's
done,
been
but
done
it's
several
rare.
times before. It's a bunch of scriptures that I could read you that mentions sons and daughters of a man.
So let me ask you this then.
I
If
can
a
go all the way
man,
back to Genesis. I can go
I
all the way
got you.
back to
We're in
Genesis 6.
Genesis.
Hold on one
We're in
second. I'm gonna go to
Genesis. Yes,
Genesis
sir.
6. I'm gonna read this and then we're gonna go forward. I'm
Well,
gonna
hold
read
on.
this.
I ain't done. Don't try to jump out the. Don't try to jump out the window and shut the door. Ah.
No.
Remember you said we making Cap and iSun show, not just Cap show. So we
Hold on.
both get to speak.
Yeah, no, I ain't saying that
Okay.
you can't speak. I'm just
Okay. Thank you,
simply
sir.
saying we're gonna move the conversation forward. But I'm just going back to show you this is not so rare. In Genesis 6:1, it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. It didn't even
I'm
mention
not.
no sons. Hold up. It
I'm.
didn't even mention no sons. It said daughters were born unto them. So how is this so rare when you can go back to the beginning and it'll tell you that men had daughters right along with sons? There's a bunch of scriptures,
What?
brother, that will say
What?
this person had several sons and several daughters. It says it all throughout the Bible. It's not rare.
I'll say
It's
this
not
and
rare.
then watch
It's
this.
just something.
Watch
It's
this.
just something that you're trying to turn around and make right when you missed the point. You want to jump to 20 so that you can hear again where Abraham did say that yes, this is my sister. He said it, and I didn't deny it. But I know that that's not talking about his biological sister. You don't understand
Well,
that.
if
You
he
don't
said it's
understand that.
from, hold on, brother. If he said it's from my father, how much more biology do you need? He said the daughter of, listen, brother. It
So
said the daughter
why is he?
of, listen what I'm saying to you. Hold on, Cap. You're trying to run past the scriptures. It
I'm not.
said, this was, it says, and yet indeed, listen, he's clarifying it so people would know hold on, he's a righteous man. You can't make a righteous man who's been found righteous a liar now, because that's what you're doing, Cap. When Abraham was pulled out of that house, he was pulled out due to righteousness. That's what Melchizedek and all of that is about. He's being found someone is upright. So don't come in here being some lower level downsized individual trying to make an upright man sound like a liar. The man's really said, and yet indeed, he's showing that he's not lying. Because per people like what you're saying, it would appear, well, wait a minute, Abraham lied and said that was his sister to the king. So Abraham later on confirms that he did not lie. Okay, because he says, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. All of this is biology. He's telling you how he didn't just say she was his sister. He's telling you how she is his sister. My instance, I have two sisters, different fathers, same mother. In this case, same father, different mothers. That don't make my sisters not my sisters. They're my sisters because we have the same mother. That don't make Abraham and Sarah not brothers. They have the same father. Genetically, if they took a DNA, she would be in his DNA because they have the same father. You're sitting here trying to argue this, and then you ask me, you say, show me this mystic stuff you're talking about. That's mystic to you because you don't want to accept it. That's what I meant earlier about the heart being hardened and the stick-neckedness. You read this yourself and still deny. You're denying Abraham, who is way more than an upright man than you could ever be, because he was pulled out to do what he's doing. And he's in a book that we're talking about 5,000 years ago, and we're speaking of him now. And now you're going to tell this man that ain't his sister. Cap, that's obnoxious.
It really is for you to turn around and say that a righteous man that followed God's laws, statutes, and commandments actually married his biological sister when the Bible says that that was Terah's daughter-in-law. You don't turn around and bypass the biological daughter to just go straight and start calling her a daughter-in-law. When the Bible listed his children that he had, Sarai would have been listed. You don't understand it because you're so mystic. Your understanding is so supreme. It's way over your own damn head. You don't even get it. You don't even get it. So, like I said, that's why I took you back. And even when you mentioned the men that being so rare that men mention their daughters, no, it ain't. It's not that doggone rare. The line depends on the men, right? So yes, the men are the ones that's going to say, yeah, we got the same father, right? Like for instance, any Israelite that is a Judite from their tribe, guess what? Has the same father. Mr. Mystic, I know you can't believe that. Who is the forefather of all of the tribe of Judah? Do you know?
Who the forefather would it? Hold on. The forefather of all of the tribe of Judah, everything comes from Jacob, Israel. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I said the tribe of Judah.
Everything comes from Jacob.
Okay, but well, let's go there. I just mentioned one.
What are you talking about?
No, you're not listening.
Okay.
I said the one tribe.
Right? Okay. No, I don't know your complete bloodline like that.
Okay, no sweat.
That's your 12 tribe charts. No, I'm not into that.
Jacob is not the 12 tribes. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes.
That's what you asked me.
No, I said, who is the forefather of the tribe of Judah?
That's just Judah. Would that be David?
No.
Okay, who would that be?
That would be Judah. And when the son.
You said who is the forefather of the tribe, but not. Oh, you want to know who the father of Judah is? He said forefather.
No, the father of Judah is Jacob. Listen to me. Jacob fathered 12 sons. That's what I'm saying. You so mystic, you don't even know the Bible.
No, you're not making sense, but go ahead.
No, I am.
And you're trying to run from the conversation, but go ahead.
No, I'm not. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Did you know he had 12 sons? And
absolutely.
Sons, wait a minute. Wait. Those 12 sons had a whole bunch of children. Once you become large enough, you become a tribe, right?
Go ahead.
So his 12 sons that he had, Judah, Benjamin,
Levite, all of them. Yep. I'm with you. Go ahead.
Right, Simeon. Those they became tribes.
Gotcha.
And I'm asking you, who is the forefather of Judah?
The tribe of Judah is what you mean.
Yes, the tribe of Judah.
All right. Well, if you just said it that way, you said of Judah. Judah. Right. This is what I'm trying to. Hold on. Hold on. See. Hold on. The tribe of Judah would be Judah, correct?
Right. So
you didn't say that in the beginning. That's all I'm saying to you. Don't try to make it no mystery.
You're missing the point though. but they all got the same father, right? They all
Who?
got the same forefather.
All of the sons? Yes, yes.
What about the daughters?
What? Well, they only mentioned one daughter. I do believe it was Dina or Dinah, however they say her name.
That's of Israel. That's of Jacob.
So who are you talking? Oh, you mean of
You
Judah? You mean the tribe of? I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about. I don't follow. I really don't listen. Here's what I'm going to answer the question. You asked me a question, brother. You gotta let me listen. Listen. Hold on, Cat. Hold on. You're getting too excited. Here it comes. Here it comes.
You don't know the Bible. I'm just asking you one tribe, right?
Yes, sir.
One tribe consists of many men and women.
Correct. Right? I agree with that. Yes.
Who is the progenitor of that tribe? There's one.
Judah would be the progenitor of Judah's tribe. We're past that. What's your point?
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Wait, listen to me. So you can
I'm listening. I said yes, sir.
So if a Judite is in Kentucky, right? Hold on. There's Judites in Kentucky, correct?
If you say so, yes.
And there's Judites in St. Louis, correct?
Well, any black person that considers himself a Hebrew Israelite is in the tribe of Judah, per what you say, correct?
But do they have the same father? Wait. Do they have
what do you mean?
Biological father?
Physical father? I'm trying to understand your question, brother.
I'm asking you, do they have So a Judite that live in Kentucky that don't know them, don't have the same family in St. Louis, don't know them, don't have the same fathers, right? The one in Kentucky their father named Tyrone. And the one in St. Louis his father's name is Dante.
Right.
Do they have the same biological father?
No, only the same spiritual father. Like you say, you're under. I'm just trying to answer the question.
What father are we talking about?
The spirit, like you're all Hebrew Israelites in your school. Can I answer you got to let me answer it. So general, I'm not going, brother. I'm trying to answer.
I just want you to answer.
I'm trying to answer. No, listen. I'm trying. If you give me a chance, I'm going to answer you. I promise you. I'm not going anywhere. Matter of fact, it's so funny is how bad you just shot yourself again. But they do not listen, brother. Listen. I'm you're not gonna let me answer. Cap, you're getting out of control right now. You're getting out of control, Cap. You look like you got your back against the wall. You're trying to come out fighting. You're looking desperate, Cap. Okay, so here's I'm gonna answer. Let me answer your question. Those people that are under the Hebrew Israelites and they all come from the tribe of Judah. No, if their father is a man in Minnesota and a man in St. Louis, they have two different fathers, but they're all under the Israelite camp under the Judah tribe. Then no, they wouldn't have the same father. They would have a forefather.
Okay, now stop.
Okay,
but they got the same father though. That's the point I'm getting.
No, they don't have. They don't have the same father,
though, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Hold up.
Yeah, they do.
Look, watch this. So, okay, I'm not. Hold up. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to
context the last time.
I'm trying to understand something. Let me understand what you're saying. So you're saying so this is for clarification. So you're saying Judah, head of the tribe. Now we took it and brought it to the United States, and you said that a daughter's born here in Minnesota, and then a daughter's born here in St. Louis. Now, but you said they don't have the same father, or are you saying they have the same father?
I'm saying they do.
So if they have the same father, then yes, that one father is their father.
No, what I'm trying to help you out is with context. You don't understand context. So when I'm saying
re-explain that context, because I know I'm not the only one that don't know what the heck you're talking about. Try to restate what you said again.
Okay, hold on. Now let's wrap this up. And then we're gonna move to John 3:16, and then we're gonna let the people understand.
You stay running.
Hold on. No, I'm not. You just don't get it. Okay, so for instance, two people that don't have the same biological father, but is in the same tribe, have the same father. And this is what you missed about Abraham and Sarah. You don't understand.
Abraham said they had the same father. What are you talking about?
What?
Abraham clearly said she is the daughter of my father. You're talking about two people that don't have. What are you talking about?
You so mystic that you don't understand it.
No, bro, you're not making sense now.
It
Kappa,
does make sense.
I like you, but
It does make sense.
you
So
listen. You need to phone a friend. You drowning on this,
no,
Cap. I'm telling you,
I'm not.
you're drowning.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What you don't
Cap, you're
understand
drowning.
is context. You so mystic, you don't get it. You don't even
Did,
understand
did
that
Abraham have a
when
tribe?
hold on, brother. Hold on. This is what I'm trying to give you the understanding of what Abraham said, and you still don't get it. Coming from the same father did not mean that this was his biological daughter. That's not what he's
What?
saying in 20. He's not saying that. Just wait a minute. You not right, rub that big old mystic head of yours because I
Yeah.
know it ain't sinking in. I know it ain't sinking
No,
in
I'm
because
trying to make sure I cover my head so I don't even hear that.
you
What are
have
you
no
talking about?
understanding of the Bible, right?
Break that down for us,
Okay,
Cap. Break that down
so
for us.
again,
The
I'm gonna
world
say
want to
it.
hear this. Having the
I'm
same father
gonna
don't
say
mean
this.
it's the same father. Please break that down.
Okay, so again, right? You do not understand the Bible. You just admitted that you haven't read it all. You don't follow the line.
That don't have nothing to do with that, Cap. Just break that down. We don't need all that ad hom. Break that
Hold on.
statement down. You said having the same father don't mean the same father.
Facts. It's not ad hom, it's facts. Just listen to what I'm saying, and maybe you can learn something. So this is what I'm saying right here. All right. So in the case of the men being in the same family, right? And being from the same family, you're not understanding that. When he said that this is indeed the daughter of my father, but not my mother, right? He's not saying that this is his biological sister. And I took you back because you need to go back. You need to go there
You
because
took
you
me
don't
forward.
understand the story.
You didn't take me back. You took me forward.
Genesis 11:8 before 20.
Oh, you talking about that part. I thought you were talking about with Judah.
See, you don't even know what the
Okay.
hell
No,
you're talking
I'm trying to figure. We were just talking about Judah. So, but go ahead. You took me back and said daughter-in-law. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep on. I'm just trying to keep on pace with you.
Which it listed. It said that these are the generations of terror. You said they only mention the sons. They don't ever mention it. That's rare. But I went even further back to Genesis 6 to show you that it said when the men had daughters born unto them. I'm paraphrasing. That's not so uncommon. It's all throughout the Bible. You will find several scriptures to where the daughter is mentioned right along with the sons. He had several sons and several daughters. He had several daughters and several sons. You'll see that. It's in the scriptures. I can pull them. So this is the part that you don't know. It's not that rare to mention a daughter. It's listing Terah's 3 children for a reason. That's all the children Terah had, which was those 3. That's all he had was those 3. And then it goes down. It said Abraham took him a wife. It don't say he took his sister. He took him a wife. A woman of, guess what? His people, of his fathers. Because the men turn around the same way. I don't know if I know you said you don't follow it that much. But when you go back and the nations, the other nations that were on the earth, right? It'll list those people, right? And they turn around and tell you that this is the father for them and this nation and that nation, right? That's all it is. But everybody within that nation don't share the same biological father, but they do share the same father. And you don't understand context. If you are all of a same nation, that nation was started by one man. He will be the forefather of that nation. So they all share the same forefather. You can say it however you want to say it. You can say the me, to myself, and the I, and all this. You can say it mystically or however you want. It's still the same one man that fathered, guess what? A whole bunch of children. That he had a son and another son, and then his son had a son and another son, and keep on going. And then those men married women, and then guess what? They had daughters, and then guess what? They all are of the same tribe. This is so mystic, you don't even understand it. You're so mystic, you don't even understand it. This is crazy. So hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, yes, sir. No problem. Well, hold on, Cap. I can't just let you move on. I got to give an analogy, and then we can move on. Because you start. Hold on, listen, Cap. Let me explain something. No, hold on, Cap. Let's be real. You started the conversation. Hold on. Listen to me, Cap. Hold on, Cap. Be honest. Hold on, brother. So therefore, if you started, then it would only be right that I should be able to end it.
Brother, I'm saying we went back and forth several different times.
But that's because you keep going up again.
No.
If you start to listen, Cap, listen. If you talk about it 5 times and I talk about it 4 times, that's not fair, brother. I think we should be able to equally have this conversation and let me get mine's back off and then move on. Don't keep trying to go back and cover me after I covered you. Now, if you want me to start a conversation and then you pull it up and then I have to let you get yours off. And if we go back and forth, you got to end that conversation. It's only fair.
Okay, no.
I mean, you are fair, right?
I got you. Yeah, I'm absolutely fair. I got you, brother.
There we go.
Because I want to turn around and I want you to see the brother's comment right here. Notice he changed his name from what was his name? Hemi the biblical barbarian.
Oh, Hemi.
The big Hemi. that nigga had
that's little Hemi.
Hey,
that's my little youngin, little Hemi.
He had that discussion with me and had to change his name.
Yeah, you did him dirty, Cap.
As biblical as he think. So he went from the barbarian to just big Hemi. You understand? Rightfully so. Take your
and that's why. That's where I saw you at talking to him. I said, "Oh, he can't beat up my youngin like that." Hey, so, look, man, hold on, real quick. I'll tell you something because this is what he likes to talk about. We had a debate, right? And that's why I don't like debates. I like discussions like this. We had a debate, and the debate was set about a resurrection. And he was so excited he won, but he didn't understand the mysticism in what I was speaking. So he took it as what he thought it was. And but then I finally got him to have a discussion with me. So look out for me and him having a discussion this Thursday at 8 p.m.
I got you. Yeah,
but go ahead, bro.
Change that name.
Yeah, I call him Little Hemi.
He definitely is Little Hemi. You understand? But this is all I'm saying on that right there. This is why I went back
brother.
To show you that Terah did not father a daughter by the name of Sarai. You understand? That's why it's worded the way that it is, because of her not being his biological father. You understand? That's it. All right. So let me see. The sister wants to put Infomonger, whoever that is, want to put their comment up.
That's I think that's Ivory.
Yeah, he read that already. Okay, he read that already, and he don't.
What was it?
And you don't.
What was it?
Y'all don't understand it. You understand?
Cap, you can't do that to the people.
This is why I went back to chapter 11 with you. You understand? Because it don't list Sarai as being a daughter of Terah.
Watch this, Cap. Watch this, Cap. I'm gonna show you something. Now, in the land of Nod, there was a female that Cain took as a wife. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was that female?
It was not his sister.
Okay. Now, Kat, this is going to be deep. So if Cain, hold up, Kat, hold up. We just went to a whole nother stratosphere with this one, brother. We just went to a whole nother stratosphere. So you're saying that's not Cain's sister?
That's what I said. It's not his biological sister. Yeah.
My man, I appreciate you. I got much respect because this wouldn't work with you, what I was about to prove, even though what I said was right in Genesis 12:12. But here's my point. Now I'm interested. Now I'm interested in this conversation. No, I'm totally interested in what you're saying here. So you believe Cain, you believe Adam and Eve. Do you believe Adam and Eve are the first humans?
The first two people on the planet? No.
Yes, sir. Oh, So how do you justify your Bible?
What do you mean? How do I justify the Bible? It's real
Because
simple.
the Bible,
Okay,
that's what I mean. I didn't understand. You said, "What do I mean?" And then said it's real simple at the same tone. You take it if you got it, you got it. Go right ahead.
oh, okay. This is what people believe. To kind of sum it up, what people
Mm-hmm.
believe and what they don't understand is that Genesis 2, when Adam was being created and then Eve was
Mm-hmm.
later created, they
Mm-hmm.
believe that that's a recap of Genesis 1 to where God is now explaining what he did in Genesis. And people
Okay.
cannot follow the story. All right.
Okay.
They just do not understand it. So when you go to Genesis 1 and I believe it was 26
6.
where God had the thought where the thought came into mind, and then it actually got laid out in 27. Okay, so here it is in Genesis 1 and 26. It says, "And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Verse 28. And God blessed them and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Okay, so now when you go back, right, this was, wait a minute, let me finish. I'll go forward just a little bit. It says,
I'm just trying to find out where the people came from.
I got you. In verse 31, it says, And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is the thing that a lot of people still don't understand. I've heard a ton of Christians will quote this scripture. You can find this in the Old Testament, and you can find this in the New Testament in 2 Peter 3
Mm-hmm.
and 8. And even to this day, people still do not understand this, right?
I
It
have
says
understanding on my side.
it says this right here. Hold on.
Why you're looking
Uh,
now in that passage you're talking about, that 6 day is not talking 6 days from the beginning of time. That's a period of time. But what I want to say to you is
that's what I'm
that
getting at. That's the point I'm getting at. Don't pass it up right there. Let's
I'm
stay
not
right
passing it up. I was trying to stay. I'm just trying to find out who is this person. Do you know who she would have came from? What
there.
people?
Okay, so let me just follow along. All right. It says 2 Peter 3 and verse 8. It says, But beloved, be
One
not
day is a
ignorant
thousand.
of this one thing. A lot of people are ignorant of this one thing.
Go
That
ahead,
one
Cat.
day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as a day.
There
So
you go.
a lot of people think that in 7 calendar days, all of this was done. They even use the
Talk,
excuse of, can God do all things and everything and everything? He can, but he didn't do it that way. You understand? This
talk it,
took
Cat.
thousands of years. Day 1 was over 1,000 years. Day 2 was over 1,000 years. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you got 6,000 years, right? So then when you go to day 7, and when you read in Genesis chapter 2, verse 1, it says this: Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. It said he was done to create. The host is talking about the people, the animals, the birds, the fish, the sun, the moon, the star, everything that he created, it was done. It said, and on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. And then it goes into verse 4. These are the verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. So on day 1, he explained what he made on day 1. Day 2, he explained what he made in day 2. 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? And 7, he was done. After 6,000 years, over 6,000 years of time of all of this being created, on 7 he rested. From day 6 to day 7 is how many years?
Day 6 to day 7 be 1,000.
It's 1,000 years. How many babies can be
Sure.
born in 1,000 years?
Oh,
Because he
I
told
couldn't
them to
count.
be fruitful and multiply in day 6.
Okay.
So now when you get down to verse 7, it says, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. What people do not understand is that living soul does not mean that God is going to take his spirit breath, blow it in your face, and you're going to wake up a grown man. You know what I'm saying? You 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's not how that happened. Okay. What this is talking about, this was the second creation story when God created Adam and brought him in the truth. All right. And I'll show you a scripture on that.
Hold on, slow down, because I'm not. We're here to build together, right? And then we can go to the next scripture. So you gave your hypothesis of what you think you believe.
I got to give you what it is. I got to give you what the breath of life is.
You get all right. Just let me know.
The Bible tells you what life is, right?
Yes, sir.
It says in Luke 4:1, it says, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So what God breathed into Adam's nostrils, this was all a metaphor. He didn't turn around and give him a CPR. That's not what happened. He turned around and gave him life by giving him his laws. That's what the breath of life is, according to the Bible. God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Not him 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000 compressions on your chest and then blow in your mouth and then you wake up. That's not what that's talking about. The life in the Bible, the breath of life, is God's laws, statutes, and commandments. So yes, it was other people already on the planet. The Bible does not tell you exactly who she is according to the Bible or who her parents were or any of that. It said he moved to a land by himself and took a woman there. It don't say that he drugged his sister with him. That's not what it say. You understand? He didn't turn around and drag his sister with him and then married her way over in some damn other place. That's not what took place, man. There were other people
I agree.
at that time. You understand?
So
100%. Adam and Eve were not the first two people on the planet. They were the first two people, the first man and woman in the truth. That's what the Bible is telling you.
All right. Tell me when I'm good to go so I can straighten up this weaving basket you just made.
Go ahead. Come on.
All right. First of all, the reason why I asked.
Hold on one second before you rock. We're gonna go ahead and get the questions out there because I know the brother, he got somewhere to go. So we're gonna try to stop the show at 1 o'clock. You understand?
Well, at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock your time. I got an extra 15. Don't worry, we're good. I'll let you know. Knowing my wife, she's not ready yet. But
women be taking a long time. Don't they?
Yeah, boy. I'm Mr. Hurry Up. Mr. Hurry Up and Wait.
Hey,
but
and then you got bags to carry with you. Oh my God, brother! I understand.
All right.
I understand.
So then you'll have to digress, and I'll hit you in the back chat on that slick stuff you said now. So you just admitted it, but that's just between. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, all right, okay. No, I'm good. So no. I don't want to talk. Let's get to why this is fresh on the brains. Let's get to the. We'll talk about it later. Whatever.
You got to tell your wife at 3 so that y'all can get there at 7 on time. You understand?
I already know. So here's the point. I applaud you on knowing that Adam and Eve are not the first people. They are the first fallen people. They're not the first upright people, brother. They disobeyed. So when they disobeyed, they fell. So Adam and Eve are considered the first fallen people. Now, the people that this female is being spoken about is what's called the Neolithic people. They were the people that Cain would have embellished one coming to harvest and take care of the earth and do what we need to do today, give back to the earth so that the earth can give back to us. Now, you have something about the 6,000 years, brother, and I'm impressed you know that. So the way this is all set up, but you don't know what you're saying, I'm impressed you know about it because you went to 2 Peter 3:8, which is perfect. So we had, and I'm going to show you how it ties into the day that we're in today. I would have asked you that, but you'd have got too long-winded, so I'll go ahead and put it out there and give you some information for yourself later on. Now, the 7 days, Adam starts at the 7th, because the calendars, if you have a Bible, some people have Bibles, which I have one, brother, and I'll send you some things of it. But there's calendars that start there's dates that starts in the Bible. Now, the Bible starts at 4004 BC, and then it counts down. Technically, it should have started at 7,000. So when you do the math like you're doing, brother, from Adam to us today is exactly 6,000 years. So when it says 6,000 years will thy labor, being in labor means being in sin because we've been a fallen people. So we're spiritually dead people, although we're physically alive. So in that last 1,000 years, you will see who is called the second Adam. This is what you only talked about one Adam. That's the fallen Adam. Now I'm telling you who the resurrected Adam is. And that wasn't Jesus. What it says is, it says in 1 Corinthians 15:45. So also it is written that the first Adam became a living soul. The last Adam became a living giving spirit, a life-giving spirit. So this last 1,000 years, which is the true Sabbath. See, you celebrate what is called a weekly Sabbath. When Jesus came, Jesus told you that the Sabbath wasn't made for, the man wasn't made for the Sabbath was made for man. Man is the second Adam. Adam became woe man, not female, just fallen, sorrowed man. So now when the second Adam comes, he comes in the last 1,000 years, and he's coming to put the earth and the people back into perspective, where we will become a spiritual person and we will be all under one spirit. That's why it mentions in, I'm not sure which book it is in the New Testament, but it talks about in that day that I will pour my spirit out amongst them all. That has not happened yet. The Creator has held the spirit back from the people because when Jesus came and Jesus could not do what people thought he could do, he said, it is expedient for you that I must go because the prince of this world, who is Shaitan, Satan, the devil, the snake, whatever you want to call it, still had time. So when Jesus came 2,000 years back. So we would have been only 4,000 years into the program of the 7,000 year period. So now 2,000 years after Jesus, which we are today, which Jesus is 4,000 years after Adam, that Adam, now you have 6,000 years completed. This is why Jesus could never have been the Christ. When he went down and he spoke with the people, that the two men that were by the waters where he casted the pigs in there, he said to him, they said, Son of man, why do you try to cast out us before time? See, even Satan's people knew, the spirit in them knew they had more time. So he said, why do you cast out demons before time? It wasn't time, brother. So 2,000 years later, with using your calendar that you know of, 7,000 minus 6,000 leaves 1,000. So the 6,000 years before this is when you can find Abraham, Moses, Judah, David, all of them. They're 6,000 years back. They're in that time period. It doesn't start where you think it starts, saying the 6 days starts with Adam, because then if what you said mathematically could never add up, because if Adam is the 1,000, starts at the 6,000, then 1,000 years after Adam, the story would be over. The rest would be there. We wouldn't still be in sin. So that could not mathematically add up. So that's where your issue would be. You have it right talking 2 Peter 3:8. You have it right equivocating the days as 1,000 years, because it is, if it's the creator speaking, then we should see the days as 1,000 years to us, but one day to the creator. So that part you have right. So it's the 7 days is equivalent to 7,000 years to us. We're now in year 979. So the calendar always counts down, and I'll land there.
All right, no sweat, no sweat. So we got the trooper on the stage. Trooper Kama Wall, Shalom Mark, and then if we got any questions for me or the brother Ison, y'all can drop them. So Infomonger says Adam was a hermaphrodite. God performed plastic surgery to form Eve. Good doggone night. Boy, I tell you. Hey, that's crazy. But yeah, so if anybody has any questions about what we've been discussing so far, any other questions, whatever question you got, then you can drop it. As a matter of fact, I know we had one for you. A brother had dropped this in the chat. I'm gonna let you respond to this one before I do John 3:16.
Okay, bro.
Because I want everybody to hear the mystic understanding of John 3:16. All right, and then the brother's question was, hold on, I'm getting to it. Let me see it. Hold on, because it went back. Okay, it says, can I explain why Black, Latinos, and Native American Indians went into slavery and are still at the bottom of society? That's the brother's question right there. That's the question.
Sure. Right. It wouldn't be, he's asking what we're talking about. And that's a beautiful question that you way to ask this. It all stems from the fall. If you go to Genesis 1, it says that the earth was formed void. Let me go to it. I don't want to paraphrase it. Genesis 1.
And then we got the brother Pan on the stage. He came back. I know he was up here before. So he back. I got him on the stage too.
Okay, it'll be real quick. It says, in the beginning, now I'll explain what the brother does. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the spirit of the creator was hovering over the waters. So you have two different things taking place here. So when it says the earth was formless and empty, that's when the fall of Shaitan, Satan, the devil, and that spirit came down to the earth. So this is when Adam and Eve became fallen people, because they began to understand the difference between good and evil. The Neolithic and the Paleolithic people that come well before Adam and Eve didn't have the consciousness. They just were more like robotic people that were just obedient, doing what was needed to be done. So what we did was, when Shaitan, Satan, the devil fell, that one that became formless, because Satan, or whatever you may want to call them, demons, they don't take shape. They go in and out of people. That is the same one at the end of Revelations that said it will be voided and never allowed back into the heavens, into where the creator is. Secondly, and it talks about the spirit being placed upon the face of the waters. When Jesus went to get baptized 2,000 years ago, he was then receiving a portion of the spirit. He didn't get the actual spirit, because that doesn't happen to 2,000 years later. So it wasn't that it was the natives, the blacks, and the Indians, I believe the brother said, all of them. It's the whole humanity. It's just that the wicked ones seem like they're having a good life. And this is not a good life. Being in sin, being in disobedience, and living a life because you can drink, smoke, and have money. These are all mirages in the end. These are trinkets out there to try to make you think that's good life. I believe Jesus said, he says, when you're seeking, the kingdom is within you. So until you kill that me and that egoism in you, and find out that there is a relationship with the I, which is the first spirit in you, and you start living for the spirit and not living for the flesh, then you'll resurrect out of fleshly carnal mindset. So we have two different things going on inside of us, but you have to kill the one that is not serving the creator. It's just serving your flesh, which is Shaitan, which is the devil. It wants to kill the flesh. And I'll just say this real quick. This is why we have a pervasion of homosexuality, unfortunately, because the ultimate goal is to end procreation, to end the flesh. But it can't ever happen because it was never in the plans. But I allowed this one to do something for 6,000 years. Remember what I told you, brother? I said, you can't do two things at one time. So in Revelations, it says now Satan will be locked away for 1,000 years. Once Satan is locked away for 1,000 years, then the spirit can then start to do the work with the flesh and marry the flesh to the spirit. And then we'll live spiritually and not carnally and fleshly. That's why. So it's not a matter of color. It's a matter of heart and who the individuals will become by way of obedience, which you talked about earlier, brother, living under law. But it's not a physical law. It's a spiritual law that's already been written inside us. Remember, it says we didn't come in sin. We were born in sin. So therefore, our natural state is sinless, but we're born in sin. So if we were born in sinless, it means that we were born to serve the spirit, because the spirit is only thing that can be sinless. It's the flesh that is the sin. So when it talks about Jesus didn't have sin, it just means that Jesus had the spirit in him, because all flesh sins, but it's the spirit that brings through the sinless. And I'll digress.
All right. So he answered the brother question. That was to the brother Yagador Yahawada in the chat. All right. So if anybody else have any other questions, I know Pan, you back on the stage, brother. I know you say you wanted to say something.
Yes, and peace. Thanks for having me up.
Peace, brother.
And I appreciate you having me up. I try to make my comments brief for the sake of the listeners and for the sake of the progress of the dialogue. Now, with all due respect, and I've been listening, I haven't heard anything specifically about preserving the communities of Black Americans in particular. Now, even with the Hebrew Israelites, in spite of the fact that they have the 12 tribes chart, which distinguishes the different ethnicities, and they refer to Black Americans as Judah. And I actually appreciate that distinction between, the tribes of Benjamin and Ephraim, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when I speak to Hebrew Israelites in real life, they have, just as the rest of us have, when I say the rest of us, I'm talking about descendants of U.S. chattel slaves. Collectively, we have something that I call ethnic ADHD. And what I mean by that is when we speak about preserving specifically Black American communities, for some reason, we feel the need to, and I'm going to respectfully quote the Hebrew Israelites, they say Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Meanwhile, the Native Americans, they have their own reservations. The Hispanics, they have their own nations, but we as Black Americans, it is our communities that are being eradicated due to gentrification and mass immigration. So in closing, with all due respect, the focal point of our community, regardless of ideology, regardless of religion, the focal point of our community should always be self-preservation, preserving the communities of descendants of U.S. chattel slaves, Black Americans. And with all due respect, as I've been listening, I haven't heard much of that for the entirety of this particular stream.
Yes, respect, brother. Appreciate your statement. That's because we didn't have that as a topic of discussion. But to bring that up as a topic of discussion, since you brought it there, and I respect your question, first we need to understand we got to stop taking this from an Israelite perspective. Abraham wasn't an Israelite. Let's get this clear. Isaac wasn't an Israelite. So to try to say because of the 12 tribes, this is how everything's going to be formulated, you'd be doing yourself a disservice. When this Bible speaks, it said to Abraham, not to Isaac, not to Jacob, and not to Judah, not to David. It said to Abraham first. There's such thing called a law of first usage. So the promise was given to Abraham. And then once Abraham began to have children, then it branches off. But the thing was, Abraham was told nations, all nations, through him, not through Jacob, through Abraham. Yahweh and the God and the children of Yahweh seem to think that they're the dichotomy and the end all be all of it. But when you go into Revelations, it doesn't talk about just them. It only mentions 144,000. Then the next chapter, it talks about people you can't count, which is originally what was told to Abraham. So as far as us as a people, we are the chosen people here, the slaves in the United States, because we fulfilled the proclamation in December, and this came to me on December 18th, 2025. Abraham was told after four generations after, then your people. So that's 160 years. So hold on, let me get it, because I haven't said it in a minute. Let me get it correct for you. So 1865. Yeah, that's 160 years. So when Abraham so-called freed the slaves, that was in December 18th, 1865. Well, 160 years is four generations. That would be December 18, 2025. So now, per the scriptures, if we're to start to become the people we are to be, then the door is opening for us to do that. But in the scripture, it also tells you, brother, and this is why you just can't call it for our people, because our people got to get right before anything can get right. That's why I said you can't put new wine in old wineskin. Don't sit here and want something if you're not giving something. If the spirit's not going to come to you if you don't go to the spirit. Remember, you take a step, the creator take 2, 3 steps. So to have your hand out, and this is why when I see people pray like this and they're doing their prayers, they're just asking. Always have one to receive and give back. Never just say, give me, give me, give me. We're just asking, but we're not doing the work to achieve this. So the creator now has opened. We're in that last 1,000. Like I said, from my math, we're at year 979, and it's going to be 978, 976. It counts down because it's an end to this. So from my math, again, it's you doing the right thing. You putting down the drugs. You stop cheating. You stop doing things which you know personally are wrong. See, we have the ability now to know right from wrong because we've seen so much so much wrong. So by seeing so much wrong, then you know that you want to be on the opposite of that. Now, there is an issue where we have people teaching us wrong and trying to make it right. And that's why it has to be people such like myself to come up and try to show you different things to make you think about it, make you say, well, wait a minute, because this is all a conscious thing. That's why when we started where Cain went to the land of Nod, this whole thing has been trying to put us to sleep. And now you're in that last 1,000 years where we have to wake up as a people. You have to begin to be a creative thinker and think for yourself now. Spiritually now. Stop giving to your body. One of the first things that I has taught myself to do is, one, put down the drugs, put down the alcohol, and then change my diet. Now, what Cain was given in the beginning of Genesis, he was bringing fruits and vegetables to this said God. But the God refused that because that wasn't the creator. That was the fallen God. So when Abel, who you call Abel, brought an offering, he brought a slaughtered lamb, the first of an animal.
Brother,
he brought murder. And that's what we got to stop.
You speak without addressing what was put in front of you respectfully.
I just told you. Oh, respectfully, what I said to you, you probably missed it. Until we change ourselves, there's not going to be a change. So that's exactly what you probably missed.
So let's speak about the changes that we can implement to preserve specifically the Black American, also known as Judah communities. Let's speak about that.
But see, that's why first of all, before you can address something, you have to have a commonality. If I don't agree with what you're talking about as a Judah community, then we're not going to be on the same
Brother, our
page.
blood
So,
is the commonality, brother.
hold on, brother. Hold on.
Yes.
Let me answer, let me make my statement. You claim your blood to be Judah blood, correct?
Yes, brother.
You come and you see the line of Jacob, correct?
For the sake of the argument, yes, brother.
All right. I don't see the line of Jacob. If I was to get in the story, I would see the line of Esau and Ishmael. So there would be no
You do agree
commonality.
that you're Judah, though, correct?
No,
Hey,
I
hey,
thought you was listening, brother. No, absolutely not.
Are you a Black American, brother? Yes or no?
It doesn't make me what you want it to be. That's
Brother,
the
whether
answer.
you identify as Judah or not, let's not make this
You,
a
no,
continuous
no,
discussion.
listen to me. You
Whether you
can't
are,
make me agree to you, and I
no,
won't.
I'm not trying to. Let's just
he's
have the
asking you,
dialogue, brother.
do you identify as a Judite, as one of the
No,
tribes?
no. And see, this is what I'm trying to
Brother,
say,
hold on.
Cap.
Don't get lost
Hold
on
on,
that, brother. Whether you
hold on, brother.
identify,
Slow
but
down, brother.
brother,
Let me
look at
just
how
say, let
long
me
you've been talking, brother.
go
Respectfully,
right ahead, brother. Go ahead,
the
go right ahead,
point
go
is,
right ahead.
whether you identify as Judah or not, your ancestors were enslaved in the U.S. You are part of our ethnic group. The point is, instead of us focusing on tangible tactics that we can utilize to preserve our communities, we are debating about ideologies right now and religions right now. Don't you understand
And
that this is why we are outnumbered by foreigners within our own country and our communities are being eradicated?
brother, listen, that is what religion calls. You believe that. I don't believe in religions.
So let's get
You believe,
past that, brother.
I let you talk. Wait a minute. We can't get past it because you want me to believe, you want to go over top of something while you're under the layer saying, well, yeah, we're Judites, but I don't believe that. And
No,
you
brother.
can't
I
put,
said let's
hold
get past that,
on.
brother.
We
I said
can't
let's
get
get
past
past
that
that.
because that's your belief. Do you
That's
understand
not my
that?
belief, brother.
You're not a Judite?
Brother, for the sake of the
I asked
discussion
you
in
a
the Bible,
question. Are you a Judite?
according to the 12 tribes chart,
Uh,
yes, but I'm
All
not
right, then. So
religious.
don't tell me you're not then. And I
No, I just
don't
told you.
believe
No,
that.
brother, I'm telling you, I'm not religious. So let's get
Okay,
past the
but you
religion.
believe you're a Judite. You've accepted the Hebrew Israelites
No, I'm
belief
saying
that you are
outside of
Judite.
the, just so we don't talk past each other, let me help you understand what I actually believe.
Okay, go
It
ahead,
is
brother.
my assessment that the Hebrew Israelites have identified descendants of U.S. chattel slaves as Judah. Whether I am religious or not, I can acknowledge that this is how we are identified. When we speak about descendants of U.S. chattel slaves, we have multiple different religious beliefs. Pardon me. What I'm saying is, instead of us getting caught in contentious discussions about ideologies and religions, we should be focused on preserving our communities that are being eradicated right in front of us and we are being ethnically displaced by foreigners. Can you understand what I just said?
100%. And I'm never denying what you're saying. What the
Yes, sir.
problem is, hold on. What the problem is, you don't get my position and where I'm coming from with you. See, that if you're trying to talk about a certain people, which you brought up first, remember Israel already went through an exodus. So they can't be the ones getting in this exodus. And Judah is part of Israel. So Judah has never
Brother, did
been,
you hear me say
hold
I'm not
on,
religious?
listen. We're not
But did you
talking
hear me say I'm
religion,
not
brother.
religious?
We're not talking religion. We're talking people. I never brought up
Exactly.
religion. All right. So that's why you should listen. So what I'm trying to explain to you, if you believe it is Judah, then the Israelites who came through Jacob were first put in bondage in Egypt. Well, no, they weren't. They went into Egypt first. They weren't taken on ships. They weren't the ones that were
Brother, I never
taken.
said
Hold
anything
on, bro.
about this,
Hold
brother. Can you
on, bro.
actually
Listen,
address what I said?
listen what I'm saying to you.
Do you have
I
ADHD,
stopped.
brother?
Hold on.
Hold on,
Listen
man,
to me, brother.
let him
I
finish. One second.
stopped and listened to you talk, but I seem to think you have ADHD because now you can't be quiet long enough to let me get my point across. But if you want
Brother,
to
you're
finish speaking,
deflecting, brother.
never mind. Never mind.
I'm not
Never
here
mind. I
to
So,
can't.
attack you.
I'll wait. I'll wait till he take you down and explain
so,
what you don't know.
hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me say this real quick, and then we can move forward. I get what Pan is saying, and I get what the brother Ison is saying in response. He's trying to explain. Okay, first off, this is what I think about the comment that Pan made about the let's not worry about the natives and the Hispanics, just worry about Black Americans. That is an age-old problem that we have. If you know the Bible, you'll know that Christ came to gather all 12 tribes, not just one, not just Judah. You understand? He came to get and bring all of us back home. So us in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, we are not interested in getting out of here without the rest of our brothers and sisters. You understand? We are, if we're supposed to be doing the mission of Christ, following what he said do, then that's what we doing. Christ came to get all 12 tribes back together. So that's what we gonna do. We're gonna reach all of them, not just some. And I think that's very selfish of brothers to only want to talk about so-called African Americans or so just Black people or just Judah, when all this shit happened to all of us. The Native Indians went on ships first. You understand? We wasn't the only ones that went on ships. They got mistreated by the white man. The Hispanics got mistreated by the white man, and we got mistreated by the white man. All of us is suffering on different levels. It ain't the exact same things, but we've all went through the same shit. My biological brothers and sisters, if they turn around and suffered one gunshot and I got 12, I wouldn't look at them no different. They still my brothers and my sisters. We all got shot.
Still got shot.
Understand? We all got shot. So all of the 12 tribes have suffered up under the hands of these goddamn devils. So we should be worried about all of our brothers and sisters. And then what we focus on, real quick, I'm gonna let Ison finish. What we focus on is tearing down false religions. These discussions actually help, because guess what? We got brothers and sisters that's following this foolishness. You understand? We got people that's mystics, they Christians, they 5%ers, 2%ers,
Israelites.
1%, they all kinds of garbage. You understand? So, but being an Israelite is not a religion. You understand?
Mystic's not a religion, brother.
Are some Israelites religious? Yes, they are. Right? But is it a religion? No. It's a nationality. It's an identity. It's a way of life. This is how we are supposed to be living. Not turning around and going to church, singing and clapping and foaming at the mouth and rolling on the floor. You understand? That's not what we're supposed to be doing. The Most High didn't create us for that. So as far as the different religions, yes, these discussions, these shows, they are very much so needed to where our people can see that, wait a minute, this one sounds more like the truth, that one sounds like trash, and they can make their decision. But what we have to do is we have to put the truth out there. We got to tell our people that, yes, I know that you were raised this way, but you were raised wrong. You was a Christian, you was apostolic, Pentecostal, whatever the hell, what's the non-denomination? All of that's garbage. You understand? We were still raised in a Christian society. We have Christian values, and all of that shit is destroying us as a people. You understand? So I think the conversation, you understand, even though we don't agree with the brother Ison, it's still needed. It's still necessary, because guess what? It's a religion that a lot of our people are in. And we're going to tear that shit down and throw it in the trash right along with all of the other religions that our people are in. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Ison.
Thank you, brother.
Brother Pan, gonna get back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me make this clear, brother. Mystics are not religion. A religion is more like a cult or a clique or something that would divide you from others, much like yourself. You believe in a 12 tribe. Everything outside of that 12 tribe is not part of you. Now, when I spoke earlier, when the brother asked me about us as brothers and sisters that were brought over here in servitude, I'm explaining to you, it's not just about us, but we're the first to be raised because this is ours. But we have to wake up first. But beyond that, sin has hurt all humanities, all nations. It's not just to one specific nation. See, if a mystic was a form of a cult or a religion or something where it was categorized, then it wouldn't say all nations. See, when Abraham came, he didn't know what an Israelite was. He didn't know what 12 tribe was. He didn't know what Christianity was. What he did know is that all nations would be under one creator, which is what myself teaches. So you do a disservice to yourself when you say that a mystic would be in a religion. Now, this is what I will say. The word mystic has been hijacked and been trying to put under Christianity, under Judaism, under Sufism. Mystic is only someone that can discern the mysteries of things that have happened. And there are very few of them in the world because they're not choosing themselves, they're being chosen to give a message. This isn't something that I went asking about. I was one that didn't like to speak publicly. I kept chill to myself. But if something's put on you so hard, then you're doing your life calling. There's a word when I changed, it was given to me called ikabacha, and it meant to teach. I don't know anything about tongues. I don't even know that language, but it rivaled the word from Prophet Muhammad that was given the word ikra, means to read. So those are two words coming from my belief, the same source, which would be who myself teaches of as I, again, not myself. So to the brother, what I'm trying to get him to understand is we can't get the communities that we want because we have to get right first. You can't sit there and say, brother, we need to build these communities, and we over here smoking more weed than a little bit, drinking more alcohol than a little bit, fornicating. This is something that the awakening comes in an individual person. No one knows the day or the time they will awaken, but you're not going to awaken by happenstance. Nobody's going to give you something until the creator's not going to give you something until you raise your intellect, till you start doing what you're supposed to do. And that's why in the Bible it says there must be a falling away from first. What is he talking about falling away from? Religions, these ideologies that serve no purpose to the spirit that is within you, because you're taking mankind's way of knowledge and thinking it's knowledge when it's death.
All right, now
All
go
right,
ahead, Pan, and then we got the trooper. He got a question too for somebody. So go ahead, Pan.
yes, and watch how brief my response is because I'm actually trying to have a dialogue and not preach. To the captain, with all due respect, you criticize Black Americans for practicing self-preservation. You said it's selfish. With all due respect, we have a right to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with that. This is how we will preserve our communities and create new communities where we are the majority. Additionally, back to the point I made about ethnic ADHD, these Hispanics that, with all due respect, you all are advocating for, they have their own countries where they are the majority. Not only that, they have come to the US and there are states where they are the majority. There's not one majority Black American state in the entirety of the US. Additionally, these exact Hispanics that you're advocating for, they are ethnically displacing you out of your own communities in California, in Arizona, in Texas, in New York, in Boston, in Northwest DC, in East Baltimore, etc., etc., etc. In fact, when you go to Miami, or you go to New York City, or you go to Boston, there is not one majority Black American community in the entirety in these exact cities that I just named. My point is, you are advocating for groups of people that are in a better position than your own ethnicity. Even the Native Americans, they have their own reservations. You don't have your own reservations. So the point I'm making is, instead of us having ethnic ADHD, or what I call, with all due respect, the fix a plate ass nigga syndrome. And what do I mean by that? And pardon the expression, but what do I mean by that? What I mean is, when our ancestors were on slave plantations, no matter who came on the premises, we had to fix them a plate. Even if we did not have a plate to eat ourselves, even if our children did not have a plate to eat, even if our parents, our wives did not have a plate to eat, we had to fix a plate for the people that came on the premises of that plantation. For some reason, we still believe that we have to fix a plate for foreigners within our own land, even when our plate is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Many of us don't even have a plate. So when I pass the mic, tangibly, I want to hear, with all due respect, what are some practices that we can implement to preserve Black American community specifically? And I'll name two, just so it doesn't sound like I'm trying to put you in the trick bag. Number one,
Uh,
we must take a stance against mass immigration. Number two, and I mean what I'm about to say,
you said mass immigration.
This
that
guy.
yes, we need to support a complete immigration ban to the U.S. If we
You,
don't,
Let him finish,
then it,
brother.
no. I just want to make sure you're saying what
Right.
you
Go
talking
ahead,
about.
brother.
Hispanics.
Talking
definitely,
about
but not
anybody.
just them. Yeah,
Huh?
everyone. I'm talking about
Go,
everyone.
go. I know what he's saying. Let him go. I'm right on this page. Go ahead, brother.
Two things that we can do to preserve our communities. Number one, support a complete immigration ban. Number two, support banning on a federal level abortion so that we can save the lives of our babies. And number three, call ICE on all immigrants in the U.S. Get them out the paint. But I relinquish the floor.
All right. This
Okay, so
brother
real
to
quick,
me. Oh, go
respond to
ahead,
him.
because I was about to fire off on that one.
It's
Is it
all
all
good.
right? Can I speak real quick, or you want to go?
Okay, go ahead, bro.
All right, I'll
Go ahead.
just make it real quick. You sound like Trump to me. First of all, you're never going to become the well, first of all, you're not the true minority. You are the majority throughout the world. But because you're in a box of ethnically thinking, just because you're in America, you're the only one likened to your kind. You're not. Our people that are in the East, that are our real people, they're waiting for us to wake up as a people. Again, it's all stored up for us to take this all over, but nobody's going to give people that have foolish acts and ways something. I'm not going to give, if one of my children is tearing up something and they don't take care of it, then I'm not going to give them the same thing that I would give my child that takes care of something. So again, like I said to you, brother, you keep mentioning ethnically. That's why it says my people die for lack of knowledge. You're lacking knowledge. You too, just like everyone else, we must upraise ourselves. We must start saying no to what this government and what this society is feeding us. All the negative things. Now, I'm not saying it's everybody's not going to make it, but when people start breaking away from these lies and start waking up, they'll start changing their habits. Because right now, the habit, unfortunately, in the stereotype of us is guns, murder, drugs. These are things that we've become a society to as a second society. We have taken the Caucasian man's ways and made it our way. So you're not going to be able to get away from any of this until you put this type of stuff down. Give them back their foods that they give you. This beef, this pork, this chicken, this shrimp, all of that. We are meant to be herbivores. We're not meant to eat animal. We're only meant to be a plant-based people. It's not meant for us to have that stuff in our body. We're not meant to drink this alcohol. All of these things cause cancer, liver, all of these things, all of these negative things you're eating are killing you foremost because they're killing you from the inside out. They've already taken care of the brain part, but now they're doing the body. So before you can do right, you got to think right. And that's where I don't see you understanding what I'm saying. When you start going against other groups of people through the ethnicity group, like these politicians, like this politician Trump is doing, then you're disbanding our people from other people. When you stand with the people and unite with the people, it makes your front better. But you're joining the wrong side. You're joining the demonic side. Trump says, get them out of here. you stand with him. That's not the case. These people have a right to this land just as much as we do. The problem is, brother, our people need to start doing right, and we wouldn't have to worry about somebody taking the place. But if you're absent when you're supposed to be in your place, it's nobody's fault but your own. And I digress.
And Cap, you want to
Okay.
get in because I want to respond to the brother very
Yeah.
briefly.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Very briefly. Go ahead.
Yes, and watch how brief my response is, and
The last one wasn't.
watch how brief my response is. With all due respect, and he's just proven that he has ethnic ADHD, because we're speaking about being minorities within the U.S. and for some reason he mentioned outside of the U.S. Now, with all due respect, one word answer: if you're capable. What is the Black American percentage in the city that you're from, brother?
In my city,
Yes.
and in my state, well, I'm in the smallest state in the United States. The city would be in the city. It's pretty high for blacks. It may be 30, 40, 50% or
Meaning
more
you're a
because
minority.
it's the,
Checkmate. That
no,
means you're a minority.
no,
Checkmate.
that would be almost majority
Almost
in the
doesn't
city.
count.
In the city, you listen to what you said, brother.
Are you capable
I
of
think
doing math?
ho,
You're less than
ho,
50%, brother. You're a minority. Checkmate.
I said it could be. Listen, what I said to
Uh
you,
huh.
it could be more in the city. In the city. Okay, this is what you're asking me. Listen to what you're asking.
Exactly.
And let me finish, brother, because you're so busy trying to be right, you can't hear.
No,
In
brother.
most
You already
in most
conceded the
cities, let me
point,
finish.
brother.
I didn't concede anything because I'm still talking.
You're a
In most
minority in your
states,
state, brother.
let me finish my statement. You said city,
Yes.
you didn't say state.
I said city, you conceded you're
All
a
right, then.
minority.
So
You said
listen to what.
30%.
Oh my God! I said
Let's not
I don't.
argue, brother. You're
Listen,
not the
bro. No, we're
majority.
not
So let's move
arguing. Here's
forward.
my point. Here's my point. I will look
All
it
right.
up. Here's my point. We're
Look it
not
up,
the
brother.
majority. Hold on, brother. We're not the majority in the United
That
States.
means you're
And
a
I said it.
minority. Checkmate.
And I finished. This
No, you're
guy.
done. So the point is
No, I'm
this.
not done. I'm
You
making
have
my
ethnic
point. Listen to
ADHD,
my point.
brother.
Listen, this is what my point is. My
All right, go
point
ahead,
is
brother.
you're a local. Listen, you're local. You only see yourself in the United States. When we
You're a
have brothers
minority in
and
the United
can
States.
I
You admitted that.
brother, you just told me to go ahead and you're still going. If you need to go
Brother,
ahead because
you're done. Thank
ADHD
you.
is coming out of you right now.
Yes, you're done,
Okay,
brother. You're
now,
cooked because you conceded
okay.
that you're a
If
minority in the country.
brother,
So the point is
we're
this.
minor. Listen, brother, we're a minority in the United States. We are a
Checkmate.
majority. Listen, youngin, we're a majority on the earth.
Outside of the U.S., that means you
Hold
have
up,
ethnic
hold up,
ADHD.
hold up,
You're
hold
showing
up.
your ADHD, brother. We're talking
No,
about in the
what I'm
U.S.
showing you is that you're only
Uh-huh.
on a local thinking.
On that
You're
national
local.
thinking.
You don't know. Brother, if you go
Checkmate.
on the earth, are we the majority or the minority as a people on the earth? Go ahead.
Ethnically a minority.
Ethnically,
Checkmate.
yes. Ethnically, we're
Checkmate.
what?
Okay, so
Ethnically, we're
mute up,
what?
brother.
Hold on, calm down,
On
calm
the
down.
planet,
Yes, go
brother,
ahead.
have some
Go ahead.
decorum, brother. Let me answer
Eh,
your question. Have some
This guy's
decorum.
crazy. This guy's
On the
crazy.
planet,
Yes.
descendants of U.S. chattel slaves are only
I didn't
approximately.
say descendants of U.S. channel slaves. I said as a
That's our
people.
ethnicity, brother. Have some
This
decorum.
guy. Look,
We're a
never,
minority. Even in Africa, we're a
brother.
minority. Checkmate.
Those are our people.
Yes, and we're still a minority amongst them.
So we're
All
not a
Africans are not the
minority.
same.
This guy, this guy,
All
this guy.
Africans are not the same. Do you not know that they are
Why?
different tribes?
I tell you,
So you're cooked, brother. So you have to
that's where
have some
you're
decorum and
lost
mute
at.
up.
You're too busy
Brother,
making
have some decorum
division.
and mute up, brother.
This is where
Have
this
some
guy's lost
decorum.
at. He's too busy trying to divide the people instead of bringing the people in all
Brother,
together.
Africans
That's why
divide
you have that
themselves.
lightweight mentality and the ignorance because you want to be the minority. You like being a victim. And I'm trying to tell you, as a people, we are the majority. The problem is your infinitesimal mind, which is really
Uh-huh.
the
Now, when you're
ADHD,
done
is the
preaching,
one that can't
all
comprehend
right, go ahead.
what's being told to you because there's brothers and sisters outside of here, but someone like yourself probably haven't been 2 states over from where you
Uh-huh.
live. You probably don't even have a passport. So I understand the reason why
All right.
you don't
But
know
when
what's
you're done
going on
preaching,
outside of your cell of America. I get
and
you
brother,
now.
and when you're done preaching, are you able to define ethnicity?
This guy.
Checkmate. Are you able to define ethnicity? Just so we're clear.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Exactly. I can tell you have a comprehension issue.
I'm not able to
Exactly. So the point is, and that's
This
why
guy's crazy.
I'm clear that you have ethnic ADHD
Do you have
because
a
the
job,
point
sir?
is
Do you have a real
because
job?
the point is
I'm asking you a
oh
question.
really
Have you ever filled out an application?
you're showing your ethnic ADHD,
I'm
brother.
asking you a
Respectfully.
question, brother.
I answer your question after I make my statement. So
All
please
right, go
mute
ahead.
up. Have some decorum.
I don't
The
have.
point is ethnic ADHD. Or in other words, this is why if you ask a Jamaican, even though they are racially the same, is a Jamaican the same as a Haitian? No, ethnically they are different. If you ask a Chinese, is he the same as a Japanese, even though they are racially the same? No, they are ethnically different. You, as a descendant of U.S. chattel slaves, you are ethnically different than every other black person on the planet, brother. Every other black people group on the planet are ethnically different from you, and they tell you that they are different from you. So the question is that you're trying to run away from. You're a minority in your city, mathematically. You're a minority in your state, mathematically. You are a minority in your country, the U.S., mathematically. The question is, what are some tactics that we can implement to preserve our ethnic communities of descendants of U.S. chattel slaves within the U.S., brother? I even gave you I gave you suggestions that you were unable to comprehend. The first suggestion I said support legislation to ban immigration so that we can mathematically preserve our communities. Number two, I suggested supporting legislation to ban abortion federally so that we can save all of our babies and grow our numbers. Number three, I suggested that you report all immigrants in the U.S. that you encounter to ICE so we can
Cap.
get them out the paint.
Cap. This
Now,
guy
what are
got to
your
be a plant.
suggestions?
Cap. This guy got to be a Trump plant. First
All
of
right,
all,
but
you
outside of your
let me finish. Now
deflections,
you stop.
Hold on,
let's
Let
hear
me
your
make my point.
suggestion.
Hold up. Let me make my point. First of all, this guy is
Yes.
sitting here supporting a Caucasian government, but then he's talking all this black power to me, which makes no sense since he's saying ethnically, how can we do anything
Yes.
when he's bruh, slow
Did you
down. I
forget the
didn't say
question?
anything. I didn't say anything when you
Actually, you did.
talk.
You cut me off
You
multiple
didn't have
times.
you didn't have a
You,
question. You had a
actually, I
silly
did.
state.
I asked the
Brother,
question.
let
I
me
said, "What are some
finish.
tactics to preserve
Oh
our
hold on,
my
communities?"
God.
hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, he's
Your
trying to run.
boy's
Hold on.
done.
Wait. So you say you had a
He's
question, man?
he
Yes, thank you. The question was, and he's trying to run away from it. The question was, and I
gave his
said it
own
multiple
answer.
times.
Hold on
Have
one
some
second.
decorum, brother. The
Hold on one
question.
second. Man, is it the same thing that
Spell
you
it.
saying?
Spell it.
What to do about black people preserving our people? Is that the same thing?
Brother, let me
Yes, brother.
rearticulate it just for the sake of the listeners. The
Spell
question
that one
was,
too.
and look, you could tell that his panties are in a bunch. The question was, with all due respect, the question was, what are some tactics that we can implement to specifically preserve the communities of descendants of U.S. chattel slaves within the U.S.? That was my
Give you
question,
three
and I gave
examples. Give you
suggestions.
three examples too while you at it.
Yes, my three examples, my three suggestions, and I said it multiple times, but for the sake of the listeners, number one, support a complete immigration ban to the U.S. so that we can mathematically maintain and preserve the communities that are already majority descendants of U.S. chattel slaves. Number two, advocating for and supporting legislation to permanently ban abortion so that we can save all of our babies. And number three, reporting all immigrants to ICE so that we can get them out the paint.
All
let me
right,
jump in
Cap.
there.
Cap.
Let me jump in there
Cap,
real
just
quick.
1 second, Cap. I just want to
Okay,
say
go
this,
ahead.
and I'll say it real quick. First of all, he doesn't even understand what this Roe versus Wade is all about. It's not about us as a people because we don't have the rate of 1 + 1 - 1, meaning the Caucasian is going through a situation where they have a child and someone dies. They're having that problem. So again, I'm going to say he's either a plant or he's ignorant as I don't know
Did you
what.
forget the question,
Secondly,
brother?
hold up, brother, I'm
Hold on,
talking.
let him finish, man. Hold
Let's
on.
see if he answers it. Go ahead.
Now, secondly, this brother keeps hollering about let's be like Trump's people and do what Trump people do, ostracize other people who have a right on this planet to be wherever they are if they're an upright people and doing right things. You shouldn't be displacing people if they're not doing anything to harm anybody. It should be the ones that are criminals. I don't have a problem with that. But when you're going in and just snatching anybody and taking them out as they have a right to be on this earth because this guy has borderline thought processes. He does not know how to think of the whole. He is a compartment minded individual. That's why people like him are sitting here giving us Trump ideology. He's another one. He's sitting here. He would have a shirt on that says, "Make Black America Great Again," when there's never been a Black America. We have to kill all of this and
Brother,
reset
did you forget
all
the
of it. Let
question?
me finish.
You might have forgot.
We
Host,
have
can
to,
you
there is no,
direct him back
listen,
to the
there is no,
question?
listen, brother. Your ADHD is coming in
All right, but
now.
Cap, can you remind him
No,
of the
no, no,
question just
no.
so he
He
can
doesn't
remember?
have to remind me anything
All right, so
because
try
what
to
you're
answer the
talking,
question, brother.
can I talk, brother?
Let him finish, man. Let him finish.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'm dispelling your silliness. So now what I said earlier, we're not going to get in any place of any rightful ownership until we get ourselves first. This cat is so used to going to McDonald's and Wendy's and all of these microwave meals, he think this stuff is just going to pop up and happen, and you're going to make it, it's just going to be there for you. No, brother, it takes work. You got to plant the seed, water the seed, and give the seed sunlight, let it get in the dark and watch it grow. You're looking for something instant, and that's why we haven't reached that yet, because we haven't started working on ourselves first. First, it takes the human to get it right, and then we're a family of humankind. First and foremost, we are the people to raise up all people, but we have to wake up first. We're out of our problems
Oh,
of
ethnic
being under this
ADHD.
government.
I get it.
This guy.
Brother, do you
All
need
right,
to be
Cap, go
reminded of the
ahead,
question?
go ahead, Cap, because I don't know who this 13-year-old think he's talking to.
Did you forget the question?
You gotta
It
let
was
him.
no question. I answered you, but because you can't think,
Hold on. This is what I want to
Oh,
say
yeah,
real
man.
quick.
go ahead, Cap. Go ahead, Cap.
I see he keep cutting you off, and they're gonna let you finish. But this is what to what he was talking about. We don't need to run to the government for that. What we need to do is go to our sisters that are going to get the abortions. You understand? And let them know, don't go get an abortion. If you need help for your baby, see, we do that in the ISUPK. We would turn around and help, but we've taken children that were not wanted by the parents, couldn't afford to take care of them, whatever it is. And we'll do it again if we have to. You understand? But here's the thing: going to the government and say, "Oh, pass a law to where you won't murder our children." That is insane to even ask for and think that they're going to do it when that's their whole plan and their whole goal is to kill us all. You understand? So going to the government and asking them, "Hey, let's fight for a law. Let's put a law in place so you won't do this to us, so you won't mistreat us, so you won't, you'll take the illegal immigrants and report them to ISIS." What about the illegal Chinese people that's here? What about
Call
the
ice on them.
illegal
Call
Arabs
ice on them.
that's here? What about the illegal? Guess what? They ain't doing shit to them. They not
Well,
doing nothing to
that's
them.
not
No,
true,
He
it
brother.
don't
is
get
true.
it, Cap.
They ain't
He don't
doing
get it,
nothing
Cap.
to them.
Well,
He don't
Cap,
get
can
it,
I
Cap.
respond to what you said?
Brother, they don't run up in their restaurants and in their houses and do a motherfucking thing. But they run
And
up
Cap,
in ours though. They
and I
run
hear
up
you,
in the
Cap,
Hispanic
but
He's
houses.
sending them, Cap. He's one of them sending them.
exactly, that's my point right there. Hold on, Cap, that's my point. I
He's
got
sending them, Cap.
That's your point that we don't even want to hear right now. Because actually, if you go turn around, how you gonna claim to be the damn
Ethnic.
spokesperson for the people, but then you turning the fucking people in? That shit
Thank
makes
you, brother.
no
exactly. Hold on, Cap,
damn
that's my
sense.
point. I got
Nah,
white
that
people
ain't
in
your
He's
point.
supporters.
still
Nah, that
saying
ain't
that's
Hold
that
on,
ain't
Cap,
your,
silly.
hear me out,
that
dog.
ain't your point.
Cap,
No, that's not your point.
Cap, this cat's
You
crazy.
just said report them to ICE. The only somebody you reporting to ICE is the goddamn Hispanics. They have
Nah, I call
listen.
ice on
And the
white immigrants.
Africans.
Let me tell you something real quick.
Uh-huh.
There's a brother here by the name of Brother Woods, right? He turned around and this brother he owns a building up on the corner of Vanderbilt and Page. I know y'all probably don't know y'all ain't from here, but he turns around and he has this restaurant, laundromat, and a barber shop right here. The whole little strip he bought from the Arabs, right? The time when COVID hit, when the government was going around shutting businesses down, all of the Arabs, the brother pointed it out to me. He called me. He said, "Brother, do you see how they made this brother shut down, and he had to build a cut a hole through his wall in order to hand people their food through the goddamn wall. That's what he had to do. The Arabs that's here, a bunch of them are illegal. They went to them and their doors are standing wide open." This brother pointed that out, and I said, "Damn, I ain't paying no attention." I actually rolled around to the Arab chicken joints in the area. They ain't make them cut no hole out. people were able to walk right in their establishment and order them some goddamn chicken. But this brother, they made it hard for him to do it. So I just don't understand or know what world you live in to where you can't see that this shit is happening to us. You talking about go to the government. You talking about go to the government and turn around and get something done through them. It's not gonna happen.
But can I tell you what I got to happen though?
The government is the one. You just said a lot, brother. You just said a whole lot. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't let the brother finish. You kept cutting him off. So
he cut me off too, but it's all right.
No, he really wasn't cutting you off. The brother was. You say what you had to say, and then he turned around and jumped in one time when you was. I thought you had landed too.
You rewind the tape, you'll see he cut me off more than once, but it's all right.
You gotta pause for a second, but you did start the cutting off, so don't whine about it. Even if
I'm not mad. Y'all complaining.
Right. No, you complaining, nigga.
No, I'm not mad at all. I'm trying to have a dialogue.
And you the one don't have the fucking decorum. So,
but I call ICE on white immigrants though.
You're complaining and you're whining about it.
You're showing your ignorance.
And whining about it.
But you booty clapping for Mexicans.
About it.
You booty clapping for Mexicans.
You cut him off. He cut you off, and that.
All right, let's move past it.
You heard booty clapping for the Mexicans.
You booty clapping for Mexicans, brother. Yes. You're booty clapping for Mexicans. You're booty clapping for Honduras.
He does exactly what the white man tells him to do. You understand? He ain't gonna go report that Chinese motherfucker that been here forever that's still illegal. He ain't gonna say nothing to them. He ain't gonna go cross them Arabs. He probably too bitch to go say something to the Arabs about any goddamn thing. Because you know the Arabs will blow his ass up. You understand? You ain't gonna go say nothing to nobody else, but you will report the brother. Did you hear him when he said, "Oh, we gotta preserve just blacks. We gotta be self-preservation." And that's what I was talking about, selfishness that he got from white people. You understand? That he got from white people to turn around and sit here and claim he believed in the 12 tribes chart. Claim he believed in the Israelite thing. But then now he want to report his brother. Now I'm booty clapping for my Mexican brothers. When what I said is, I don't want to leave this place without him. You understand? I don't want to turn around and save myself and just go get my children and then we safe. You understand? And I think any man that would do that is a business to where you would only want to save yourself. You know what? The white man is such a selfish and disgusting bastard. He don't even think like that. He don't even think that, you know what? I'm just going to save myself and I'm out of here. The white man picked up guns and bombs and will blow y'all ass up and is willing to die, all to preserve his people, all of them. You understand? He ain't thinking about, oh, I ain't booty clapping for them. I ain't booty clapping for them other white people. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the white man thinks. So you love the white man so much, you follow the white man so much, then why ain't you taking that on? Why ain't you turning around and being selfish with your own people? You're not. You're selfish right along with the white man and who he told you to be selfish with. You are a problem in the neighborhood. You understand? You are not the solution. You was talking this shit to ICE son like you really was dropping something. And you ain't dropping shit, but a bunch of trash, a bunch of shit that we don't need in the community. You niggas have been selfish for just yourselves for the longest. You've been talking about unity and uniting and UNITY, and you motherfuckers ain't did it yet. Why? Because the shit that you doing it under don't work. Y'all been claiming to preserve your own life. You understand? And you haven't done it yet. You ain't even got the goddamn solution. Talking about going to make a law to pass a fucking abortion. Listen, one of my contracts that I have here in St. Louis is a Jewish nursing home, right? And they have their records posted on the wall. They got their history on the wall of how they turned around and fought to push abortion. You understand? You think they finna reverse that shit? Do you think they finna go reverse it because Shaquita keep aborting her baby? You think he finna stop that? When that was the whole point, to get Shaquita to abort her baby. This dude is insane, man.
Yeah, hey Cap, can I say this real quick? Real quick.
Hold on 1 second. Then we got the brother Jose on stage.
Okay, cool. real quick. Answer.
The trooper had a question too. So hold on one second. So once you finish, we're gonna let the trooper go.
Yeah, I'll just make it real.
Go ahead.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real quick, I appreciate you seeing through all of that. But basically, the way we don't get involved in that Roe versus Wade is we stop being promiscuous within ourselves. I know you, Cap, the way you brothers teach is to sleep with a woman is to marry a woman. So if we stop out here spreading all these diseases and trying to sleep with everything because we don't have enough self-control, then you wouldn't have to worry about the government telling us what to do with the children, because we would only be having children with the people we're supposed to be having children with. Unfortunately, these our brothers and sisters out here getting high, drinking, partying. And once you get into that state of mind, a lot of sex comes behind that. All these clubs and, what they're showing our children on TV, this internet. So all of these things are infiltrating our minds. And it's happening at a younger and younger age today. So before this brother start talking about a community, it got to start, as it's always been said, it's got to start from the top of the person in the house. So when the house is right, the family will be right. And that's the issue. We got children getting high with their parents, children drinking with their parents, children having sex while their parents is in the same house. All this stuff is going on, which doesn't make sense. So again, it starts from within you first. You got to be the change. And then when you make that change, it's almost like when they talk about the cornerstone on how a foundation is made when you're building something. Once that cornerstone is laid, you're not going to lay another brick next to that cornerstone that don't match, because the foundation will be weak. So it has to be something that has the same agreements. And that's what I was trying to explain to the brother. If we don't see things the same way, it's never going to stand. So we all have to be united. And this, Cap, is why I always teach of I. When we wake up and see who I is within us, we'll kill the other part of us, and then we will be subjected to our knowing who we are as a people doing what's right. I know it sounds weird, but it's what it is from my position, knowing who self is, being resistance, being more conscious. Right now, that brother, I knew he was speaking from an unconscious state when he started talking, because when you said it and you heard it too, all he talked about was the government. Everything that the government was doing, he was in alignment with, which made no sense to me when you're talking about being ethnic. And they're going to ask me, do I know what ethnic means? And it shows that you don't know what it means, because you're on the call. You check the Caucasian box.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. So, Trooper Kamawal, you had a question, brother?
It's a lot, most definitely.
Peace and blessings, bro.
Shalom. Yeah, I'm about to say Bragathon.
Yeah.
I wanted to had a question for Pan. Was a statement really, honestly. He's saying that basically ICE need to come for the Mexicans, but I don't think he know the whole department for ICE and everything came from 9/11. It's for the Arabs. It wasn't even for Mexicans. I don't know why he bringing up Mexicans or saying we don't like Mexicans and want them to get out of America. He didn't say anything about the, like you said, with Chinese people and things like when they come over here and steal everything, all our economics and all our money from us as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he just wanted just for the Mexicans, and the Mexicans the ones that's actually coming over here helping us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But what did Bush say when they was talking about getting rid of the Mexicans? He said, "Hey, they cutting all our grass and fixing all our roofs and things."
Right.
You understand? So no, we don't want to get rid of them. Let them stay. That's what he said. So of course, but now Trump is in office. He absolutely hates our brothers. As long as you hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, guess what? White people are going to side with you and sell out Negroes like Pan, the dude Pan that was up here. You understand? That'll turn around and take something that is hurting our brothers and sisters. So many brothers and sisters, they haven't even seen their children. Young children haven't seen their parents. Like, come on, man, you are an animal to do that to somebody. You know.
Check this out, Cat. I'm sorry.
You took one second, brother. I'm gonna let the brother. I'm gonna let him get in there. But you took the land from them, and then you the illegal immigrant. You understand? Right. If you want to start talking, then let's get rid of you. You and your people go back to where the hell y'all was from. You understand? Let's start there, right? But like I said, they got all of this. They mistreating them. They giving them those little thin ass little paper blankets. You know what I'm saying? They freezing them. They not feeding them properly. They doing this to children. You know, and we're supposed to follow these people. You understand? We're supposed to sit here and go to their government. We see what they're doing to our brothers, and we're gonna go to their government. And we're gonna have them pass a law so that they can't do nothing to us. Come on, man, you sound stupid. All of that shit was ridiculous. He ended up leaving anyway. You know what I'm saying? All of this shit was ridiculous. He don't know what the hell he talking about. You understand? And that self-preservation, that can't listen. I was told that by a man that I love dearly, right? My uncle. One of my uncles, he's deceased now. And he told me that when I was young. He said, hey nephew, I'm gonna tell you, self-preservation is first and foremost. And you know what I think about my uncle now? That statement was just as big as niche as this brother Pan was talking. You understand? When I look at my uncle's life, all he was concerned about was him, his wife, women he was dealing with, and his children. That's it. Yeah, the family loved him. Yeah, we used to go over his house. You understand? I used to go over there, man. I'm telling you, with my cousin, me and him, we grew up together. I was welcome there. My uncle never mistreated me, but that's what his concern was. Self-preservation. And we ain't gonna be able to get out of this situation or fix anything with what he's talking about. You understand? Reporting our brothers and sisters. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. Because they claim we from Africa. So what if they start deporting us next? What if they start sending us back to goddamn Africa? Then what you gonna say? You understand? Like it's stupid, man. We gotta stop trying to depend on white people to do anything for us. You understand? Because they're not gonna do it, man. They are not going to do it. And this is why we teach, like I said, the answer to abortion is God's law, statutes, and commandments. The answer to ICE is God's law, statutes, and commandments. The answer to all of our problems that we experience here in the ISUPK, in America, is the ISUPK. That's the answer. You understand? Getting in the truth, getting under command in Junior High, a man that actually knows what to do. Because it's clear that nigga, he really don't know what to do. He don't know what to do. And I agree with Ice when he said we need to get a white man his filth back. You understand? All of his drugs, we need to get that weed, that goddamn crack, that heroin, that fentanyl. They got some new shit now called some purple fentanyl. You understand? Yeah. They had some candy fentanyl.
They blending them.
It's a lot here.
Yeah, go
that's
ahead,
when he got mad when he started saying put that weed down. He like, oh no,
yeah.
I gotta stop you on that. He just came on here high. That's all it was.
Yeah, exactly. But did you hear when he said? Did you hear when he said he report white people too? That's the part I don't think you were paying attention to. You can't listen. He couldn't anyway because he wouldn't know if they were which white people they were because they all come from Europe.
Come on, you understand? He don't know what he's talking about, and he ain't gonna report. He ain't got the balls.
I know.
Goddamn white man. He ain't
like the brother said. He was high and he just wanted to say something. That's all it was. That's all it was. Ethnic ADHD. That don't even make sense.
That shit is retarded. It's just as retarded as he is.
Thank you.
No, go ahead. I know you've been waiting, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. What you're saying is so true. Look, the other day they had a case with a white South African, right? He got locked up for being an illegal immigrant. And you know what everybody said? Everybody said, I thought this was a black man. Even the ICE agent said, what the hell are you doing here? You are a white man. What are you doing here? His attorney all heard the case and said that, so they understand the agenda. But he also took the other side and said, listen, this is an easy case to prove because the president is putting you guys here as refugees. But that just shows you the insanity of what's going on in the world today.
Absolutely.
And the world. Everybody said that. We sitting here watching the United States kidnap a whole president's wife and act like we didn't see nothing, Captain Cap. We act like we didn't see that. People act like they didn't see a whole dude that his wife get kidnapped, and people normal about that. That's crazy.
Well, the earth shouldn't have borders on it. The earth isn't a border. You understand what I'm saying? We should be able, there's nobody that owns anything on this earth. It's been put in the hands of wicked people that we have to take it all back. We shouldn't pay
That's
for anything. It's a bartering system, and we're replenishing the earth and subdue it and have dominion over it, not to have dominion over us. Right now, the wicked has dominion over the people, and they're treating the people like the beast, and the cattle. We got to take back. So when you become conscious, you wake up out of this nonsense. You won't participate in this nonsense. When you start shutting down their stores because you're not eating their foods that they want to sell you, it's going to shut corporations down. They don't want to hear that. When you're not spending all their money the way you want, it's going to shut this stuff down. It's going to shut it down. This dollar is dead. We're what? At last I checked, it was a while ago. It's more than 14 trillion. It might be about 30 trillion now. You'll never come back from that deficit, ever. You'll never come back from it.
Yeah, that's why.
That's their mess.
Robbing us. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's their mess.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm with you. I'm with you, but I'm looking at the world and I'm saying this can't be real.
It's
They're
not.
just doing all kind of craziness. You just kidnap a whole dude and his wife, and nobody ain't talking about that.
And
That's
it was the
crazy.
president of the country.
And when I first saw it, I said that can't be real. And when I saw CBS and all that, I said, nah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Remember,
No, they protesting right here. They protesting here in St. Louis about what just happened in Venezuela.
It seems
Remember-
like they're trying to say some Venezuelans are happy that he did that.
well, of course you're going to have some people that don't agree. But check this out. In the scriptures, it talks about Pharaoh being so big that only the creator could deal with him. This is what you're looking at now. He's going to be the last president. He's the last president.
But
And in the word president is the word serpent, if you know how to look at it.
do you know Maduro was illegitimately elected according to all sources, and he stood up in Parliament and told everybody in Parliament, "I'm president now"? That is
No,
what
I
he did.
didn't.
Yes, the man was illegitimately elected, and he stood up in Parliament in Venezuela and proclaimed himself president. Ever since he became president, the country has been in shit.
Yeah, so I don't know the whole story,
that's
but
what happened. That's what happened. So
but
now,
either way, you shouldn't. But look, they were going after that oil too, brother.
I'm
They
with
were
you, but what
seizing
I'm
them
saying-
tankers.
but what I'm saying is this: if you do something illegitimately now, you get caught in something else illegitimate. Where's your moral authority to talk about it?
Yeah, Trump
'Cause
did
he
it over
some shit
here.
too. He did.
Right.
I'm talking about Maduro did some shit.
But they're two wicked people. If that's the case, I don't know his history, but Trump's not trying to have somebody more wicked than him. So he goes and sees him because he has a more powerful government. This is what I hate about America's people.
I'm with you.
Government.
But what I'm saying is, how do we deal with that when you know
What
the
is-
guy wasn't the guy wasn't right? He was doing a lot of things in the country, wasn't, and now Trump can kidnap the guy. How
You
do
don't-
feel
you-
about that?
How we should feel is if that man was doing evil, then you must know evil can come back to you. So if you did something, then you're gonna lie in which you laid in unless you corrected it. The same thing that's gonna happen to Trump. Don't think just because Trump is doing all of this stuff, he's going to get away. Oh, he's gonna have a horrible situation, and it's going to come through. In my belief, it's going to come through one of his sons, probably his firstborn son first, or the baby. I don't know which one it is, but something's going to happen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we have to be living in a simulation because this stuff that happening don't seem real.
It's the
It
end,
don't
bro.
seem real.
You know when a female has a child and she's in her third trimester, that's when most of the pain comes. So right now we're at the very end of a sinful world. And we're getting ready to step into that seventh day where we go into what is called utopia. We're the foundation to build a world that will never end. We're the beginning of it. Most of us won't see the end of it. Probably none of us. But we're going to be the beginning of the change of it. We'll go back to living to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 years old. That's why when it was spoken to Abraham, he says after they come out, they'll come out with riches, and then they will go back to their ancestors or forefathers in a good old ripe age. So everything that was supposed to have been done 6,000 years ago just had a pause on it. And now we're at the very end of it. So now chaos is coming because what's happened is that one that has been locked away, Shaitan, the devil, who they call was the serpent, it's already locked away. It's already locked away. What you're seeing is the remnants of the other fallen angels and the ways of people going crazy in the world right now because it's scattering. It knows it has but a short time and we're waking up. So when they talk about global warming and they're trying to say that the earth is starting to go through global warming, it's not talking about the ice age of the world. It's talking about the frozen states of mind we were in. So we're thawing out as a people, and we're not getting closer to the SUN. We're getting closer to the SON, the one that they're looking for to come as a gift to the world to show the people that there is restitution for this. This is why the government will never give black people restitution, because they know at the end we come out on top. We don't know that. We are the people that got to wake up and fulfill the scriptures and fulfill what life has brought to us. We got to stop reading the book and start come out of the book as far as being an upright people. That's why it says in John 1, it says, and the word became flesh. That's us. We're the word. It's in our flesh. The spirit is in us, but we got to kill our ego and kill our ways and kill what these slave masters have put on us so we can be who we're meant to be. That's all it is. We got to get rid. And brother, I'm 100% with you with this being under the statutes and the laws. I'm not against that. I'm 100% with that. Because that then tells you, like I believe number 2 is, it says, I want from my brother what I would want from myself, my neighbor. How can you be in an evil state of mind if you're righteous and you're upright and all you want for your brother is the same thing? Then you have 2 equally yoked people, and you don't have to yoke them. They're equal at that point.
I hear what you're saying, and all of that sounds good, but none of us really have the answer to the question, do we? We all struggling to find the answer to the question. None of us don't have the full puzzle.
I disagree because it said the answer is already within you. The spirit's in you. You're looking outside, brother, and the truth is in you. So when we stop looking out, because you're saying it's a simulation, it is a simulation because reality is inside you. The truth is in you.
I'm not against that. I'm not against what you're saying, but at the end of the day, none of us really have the answer. We just
what do you mean don't have the answer?
Yeah, we don't have the answer to what?
If I ask you where you come from, nobody really knows.
What do you mean? Of course I know. Why do you think I don't know?
Nobody knows where humans really come from.
Well,
nobody
first,
really
you said nobody knows what?
Yeah, I don't know where he gets that from.
Nobody really knows where human beings come from.
Are you part dirt? Are you part water? Are you part stardust? So your biology, your physical genetic makeup comes from the earth, because the universe doesn't destroy anything. So when we die, we go back to the earth. So therefore, where my physical comes from is the earth. Where my spiritual comes from is the creator, who is omnipresent. It's all. So yes, I do know where I come from. I know there's 2 sides of this life. One is my flesh, one is the spirit. In my spirit, in my flesh lives the spirit. I need to have the spiritual experience, and I no longer want to have the fleshly experience, because that is the hell. That is the sin. So you have to transition from the fleshly experience, and then you put on your spiritual eyes, and you'll see it's not a mirage anymore. It's reality.
Okay, I'm still going to maintain we don't know where you come from.
You don't. Not we. You got to speak for you. No, you can only speak for you, brother. That's the only person legitimately that you have a right to stand for. Right. You can't stand for anybody outside yourself.
And that's fair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I know where I come from.
Okay, I respect that.
You don't know where you come from?
Say it again?
You say you don't know where you come from?
Ultimately, no. I don't know my purpose here. I can't tell you that.
You
Okay,
said
so
I could tell
purpose.
you.
That's different.
Listen, I could tell
so,
you. I could tell you clearly what humans are made up of. Yes, I could tell
Okay.
you humans come from the universe. I could tell you all of that. But if
Okay.
you ask me what's my ultimate purpose, I don't know.
There you
If
go.
you ask
There you
me,
go. That's
if you
different.
ask me where Yahweh comes from, nobody can answer that question. They don't
I
know.
can.
No, because you don't know.
Well, it says that Yahweh comes from T-Man. T-Man is a place in the desert. It said God came from T-Man. Go look it up. Malachi, I think it's 3. So it is telling you. It's telling you where he came from. It's
Yeah,
told
but
that he was not. Some say he was part of El, and some say that he was not part of El, and he was created on his
right.
own as a god. But I'm just saying, hold on. But it's giving a place and a location for him, because it says one came from T-Man, and then it talks about the Holy One that came from Mount Paran, which are two different things. So the Holy One is a human.
Right. But if you ask people who created Yahweh, they don't know. They're gonna tell
Who
you
what?
Yahweh was always there. If you ask people who created Yahweh, they're gonna say, I don't know. He was always
Uh,
there.
you know why, brother? Because I learned this one day, and people don't understand that the Creator is in you. You'll never see the Creator to that extent, or at least the face of the Creator. But when you have people close their eyes, and each person could tell you what a chair looks like, each person could tell you what a house look like, each person could tell you what a car look like. But the minute you say, what does God look like? They draw a blank. They see nothing. And that's sad, because that tells you that they don't understand who the Creator is. See, God only means power and force. So anything can be a God. But when you come with a name, that's the Creator. That's a name. Now, the brothers in Christianity who have adopted the name of the Hebrew Israelites or Israelites, they accept Yahweh. Then you have people to say Jehovah. You have people to say El. You have people to say Allah. They have all of these names. That's why in Psalm 23 it says the battle is for my name's sake. One of these names has to be right. And the only thing I'm going to say to you is the only name you call yourself other than your given name when you're referring to something is I.
No,
I knew that I was
I
coming.
hear,
You
I
know it's
hear,
coming to you,
I
brother.
I was coming. Lord, have mercy.
I hear all of what you're saying. But once again, we know that man creates their own deities and their own worldview. That's how it works. So
We know
nobody can tell.
mankind does that, not man. Man doesn't do that. Man is subservient. Mankind is disobedient. You have to know they're two different people, two different parts of humanity.
I don't think so.
Okay, watch this. When Adam came, they called him man, right? And then when Eve came, they called her woman, right?
Yes.
All right, but when Cat read it earlier in Genesis 1:26, it said created him, man, and then it said created them, male and female. You never saw another woman, did you? You never saw another man, did you? Because it's one man, and out of that one man comes male and female. There's no woe man is what woman is. So woe man is a type of man. It's a falling people. It's not referring to just a female. It's a sorrowed human. And that's why when Adam fell asleep, it was showing that it was the man had become unconscious, and then the woe man came in. Not talking just about just a female. It's talking about male and female had fallen asleep, and they became mankind, which is not man. They became a kind of man, which is a fallen man, which is sorrowed man. And we go through this sorrow. That's what we're going through now.
That's that
This is why blood is offered.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
That's fine. I have no problem with that. It doesn't.
No,
It does.
no. It didn't
Go
say
ahead.
that.
Well,
Bible
that's
didn't say
that's.
that.
Do you know the difference between somebody that recalls a book and somebody deciphers it? You read the book and
Well,
think it is what it
I'm
says.
saying to you, if you're quoting the book didn't say anything like that.
Well,
That's not what the book
again,
said.
I'm not quoting the book. That's the difference. You're a recaller. What I mean by that is you read the book and you take the book for face value. If you believe that, you believe that Jesus went up on a regular cloud in the sky. So I ask you, how did he get to the cloud? Did the
I
cloud
don't
come
believe in
down
the
to get him?
Bible. So I don't believe in the
Well, I
Bible.
don't believe in the Bible. So what are you talking about?
Right.
I believe that there's truth in it, just like I believe it's lies in it.
I'm
So I
with you.
believe in
What
the
I'm saying
spirit.
is
I
if
believe
we're
in the
quoting,
spirit of the book.
but if we're quoting the story does not say what you said. It doesn't
Well, it
say that.
does.
It
I
doesn't
get.
say
I
that.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but that's because you're looking at it from a narrow standpoint. Is
I
woe?
might be, but it
Is
don't say that.
what? Let me ask you a question. Is woe? Does that mean sorrow?
The word woe in English does mean sorrow, yes.
All right, and then after that, because woe man, when in English it's a piged in language. You take a word and you add a word and you make a word. Correct?
Yes, you could do that.
Okay, so therefore, what I'm explaining to you is they took a man and put woe in front of it, and they described the type of man it was. You're thinking it meant a female, and it's not just subject to just a female, it's subject to a type of people, which Adam and Eve became the first fallen people. So they're all under the subjugation of Adam and Eve as fallen, sorrowed people. We're at a lower nature now. We're no longer upright. We're lower nature.
What I
So
could see,
that's the explanation of
I
it.
could see, I could see how you might say that, and I'm not going
Uh,
to
Yeah,
argue
that's the
that your
mystic
view is
understanding right
invalid.
there.
you got it, Cat.
That's a mystic understanding, and that is
Yes,
off like
sir.
crazy. That is off
I,
like crazy.
how it all matches?
In Genesis 1, that the woman that you, because I know you put emphasis on woe and man.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? You said
Uh-huh.
the woman that is talking about him making male and female. You understand? He made all of the men he was gonna make and all of the women that he was gonna make, and they turned around and he's told them to be fruitful and multiply. You have the context totally wrong. Because if this was about a fallen people, why is he gonna tell them to be fruitful and multiply then? Why is he telling them that? Why is that his instructions to the male and the female, the man and the woe man? If the woe man is describing another man that has fallen, you understand, down from the land, like that don't make no sense.
What?
It's turned around. It was talking about in Genesis 1 and 26 through what is it 28. That's talking about the men and the women that God created. He told them to be fruitful and multiply. He told them to have sex and make babies. Right.
And you're,
So that's not.
and that's.
But your
I'm
in
just trying to
your
figure. Is that Adam and Eve? If that Adam and Eve is talking about?
no, that was talking about all of the men and the women he created.
This is where you confuse me at, Cat,
Well,
because
well, well, well,
You
well,
confused.
well,
I'm
well, Cat,
confused.
at one point, according to the Christian, the traditional Christian understanding, which is not true, they only had two people on the planet, Adam.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
can understand that, but that's not true though.
No, no, no.
no, I agree. We
I'm,
all agree
I'm
with that.
with you. I'm with you.
But
Right.
But
you
what I'm
guys are talking
saying
about
is,
the Bible
under the
context.
traditional
So,
understanding,
so if we're gonna
Right.
so if we're
they
gonna give it
used
if
to
we're
and
gonna
do
give it a
maintain that there were only two people on the earth at that particular time, Adam and Eve, which we now
And
know
let
is
me
not true.
and
what
watch
makes you
this. Even yeah, we know it's true, but check this out. What happened with the first seeds of Adam and Eve? If there's not a fallen people, what is the first act of their children? It
Well,
ain't life, it's
according
murder.
to the according to the book, two of their children, Cain killed Abel.
Annabelle. Right. So their first act from their seed from the very beginning was murder. That is not a life-giving people. That is showing you that murder is the basis of this book. Even when you get to the end of the book, it has to create another murder. Because they say Abel is not only the first murder,
I'll say
but he's
this.
considered to be Jesus as the sacrifice per the book.
I'll
that's
be
not
fair, and I know Cap is going to jump
Abel
on
is
me
not
about this.
Christ. Where you get that from?
No, I said they say that because of the lamb. It's in
Who
different
I'll
said
say this.
studies.
I'll
It's
say
not
this.
written in the Bible, but you will see where you will see sometimes you'll see Abel and then you'll see a slash and you'll see Jesus because some people view that as him coming back because he's considered a god.
No, they
I'll
don't know
say
what they're
this.
talking about.
I'll say this, and
Bel's a
Cap will,
god.
I'll say this, and I think Cap will agree with me. God murdered a lot of people in the Bible. God
I'll
killed a lot of
agree
people
with
in
you.
the Bible. I think Cap would agree
He
with me.
has to.
He has to agree because he's a member of ISUPK.
He
They don't
has to
have a
because it's
problem
what
saying that
happened.
God killed people.
You said I have to. You said I have to agree
You
with
have to
that.
admit that he murdered. He said murder a whole people. Not only the person, he said murder the children, murder the oxen, murder the wives,
The book
murder the
said that, you
men,
know.
So
and
That's what the
wipe
book
them
said.
all out in 2 Samuel.
hold on,
That's
The book
what your
Isa.
said that.
God said.
Hold on, Isa. You saying I
Yes, sir.
have to agree with this because I'm in the ISUPK? What point you trying to make?
I'm saying the book said that the Israelite people, when they went into Canaan, God told them to go and kill everything within the land, everything alive.
He
Baby
said to
goat,
go in. Yeah.
kill
Isa just
everything.
gave an example of what he said. Yeah. But I'm
Mhm.
saying,
Right.
but what if you said I have to agree with this because I'm in the ISUPK? I'm trying to figure out what point you're trying to make.
No, the point I'm making is I've spoken to people at ISUPK, and I know that they don't have a problem with that idea that God killed people in the Bible. I've never heard anyone from ISUPK have a problem with that.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
think he's trying to ask you, do
The
you have a
Bible says,
problem with it more than
I know he
anything?
doesn't. No, he does not. He would not.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out and understand the point of saying I would have to agree with this because I'm in the ISUPK. I don't understand it. What I agree with is the truth according to the Bible. You understand? And when I came into the ISUPK, Commander General Hanna made sure that the men under him, the other generals and the other captains, taught me the scriptures. So no, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the truth at all.
Right. But
So, Cap,
What's the point?
the
And
point,
then,
the
and
point
then
I'm making is
we're gonna get ready to shake.
yeah, it's like 3 hours.
Yeah, because I know you've been had somewhere to go. I know you had something to do.
Yeah, my wife always behind, so we good.
So let
Go
me ask
ahead.
you a question. Let me ask you a question before I go, Captain. Don't you think there's something wrong with that idea of God murdering people?
Do I think it's something wrong with it?
Yeah, doesn't that bother you that God is just killing people because he's mad at them, and you're not exempt from that idea? You could be killed too if God get mad at you.
No, I think that everything that God does is just, right? So, and what I mean by that is when you go in the Bible, when you look at the different stories, right, and you turn around and you see that God said that you are my chosen people. For you, this is what I'm gonna do. Guess what? I don't have no problem with that. You know what other people don't have problem with? Wait a minute. You know what other people don't have problem with when they say that their God did something for them. They don't have no problem with that. Do you think the Buddhists? Do you think that they would ever have a problem with something that their God did, even though their God is trash? It's not even a real God. But do you
I'm
think?
with you.
Wait,
I'm
hold
with
on.
you.
If you with me,
That's
then
their
understand.
God. You can't call their God
Hold
trash.
on. It is all gods is
Buddy.
trash. All false gods is
That's
trash.
what I think about
So,
Yahweh, though.
so hold on though. Who is Yahweh? Your uncle? I don't know who that
How do
is.
you pronounce it? How do you
I don't
pronounce
know
it?
who that is. The Most High's
The
name
God
is.
of Israel. That's what I'll say.
You
I'll
understand?
make it simple. The God of Israel.
And we call him the Most High. So guess what?
That's the title.
The Arab people, right? He turned around and their prophet Muhammad molested children. You understand? Molested a little girl. I ain't gonna say. Matter of fact, no, it was children because they said in the Hadith he tongue kissed his grandson. His Aisha saw him kissing on some little boy's penis. Somebody else saw him doing it. Yeah, he was a child molester, right? He's a pedophile. But guess what? Those people uphold their God. Wait a minute. Those people uphold their God. And you know what they say about their God when it comes to defiling little children? They say, oh, back in that time, it wasn't nothing wrong with it. It was a
You're
difference
wrong.
between a 9-year-old girl back then than it is for a 9-year-old girl today. No, that's right. That's right.
That's wrong.
I've had discussions with a bunch of them, and they all make excuses for their God, and they're okay with their God and what he did by taking a 6-year-old little girl and marrying her and then having sex with her when she was 9. No,
is that wrong?
That. No,
is that wrong, Cap? Yes.
I wouldn't dare to ask Cap a few things that
okay. So what the brother was just saying. Okay, go ahead.
1 second. So
yes, sir.
Again, we go in the Bible, and our God said, when you go in this land, you unalive everybody, all the women, all the men, all the children, all the cat. Don't leave nothing breathing. But y'all, guess what? I'm perfectly fine with that. You understand? Because that's what
But you
our
do
God
know.
told. That's what our God told my ancestors to do back then. And guess
But
what?
you do recognize that you drew a poor comparison. I'm gonna say
How is
between
that
what
poor?
you're saying
How is that
and
poor?
talking about
I'm
child
telling you.
molestation.
I'm telling you that it ain't no
I'll
poor
explain.
comparison. That ain't no poor
That's
I'll
not the
comparison.
same thing.
I'm telling you that the doings of everybody's God, nobody has a problem with it. The Arabs, they don't have a problem with their God marrying a 6-year-old girl and having sex with her at
But
the
you're
age
saying
of
they
9.
should.
I do. What?
But you're saying they should. You
Who's
think that
saying
they
they
should.
should? What are you talking about?
Because you're in agreement with your God, is what he's saying.
You think
No,
that they
I didn't
should.
say that they
You
should.
think that they should.
No, no, no.
You
What do you,
misunderstand what I said. I didn't
hold
say
up,
that they
Cat?
should do shit. What I'm saying
Cat,
is the doings of these people's gods, they are okay with it. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you some things that their gods and other people's gods have done, and they are fine with it. They're
Are
fine with
you
it.
okay with it?
so,
Is the question
so,
I'm asking
I'm
you.
okay
yes, he
with
is.
every single thing that's in the Bible. Did you not hear me?
Yeah,
No,
he's saying that, brother.
that wasn't my question.
I just said
I
my
asked
God
you.
said to go.
No,
My
I
ancestors to
know
go
you're
in
okay
the
with your
land,
God did, but that's not my
unalive
question.
everything.
That's
My
not my
God
question.
said, don't even leave a mosquito breathing.
No.
And guess
Hear
what?
my
They went in
question.
and unalived every goddamn thing.
Fine.
No, they
So
didn't
I'm
kill
fine with it.
everybody. Remember, the story said they didn't kill everybody, and then God got mad at him, per the scripture, and then
One
took
story.
his kingship away.
No. That was one story, brother.
That was one of them.
Yeah, that was
So,
one
so,
story.
so there's multiple
But when
times
we
this
go
has happened.
multiple
Of
times this
course.
has happened. Yes, absolutely.
So check this out. What is it?
And
What is
he's
the
okay
scripture
with
that
it too.
says thou should not murder? Isn't that murder? If you kill an innocent child, check this out, Kat. If a child is born, and it is, that's what I'm saying to you. If a child is born, and you can convert over into Judaism or Israelites, you can have one converted to that. So why kill the child? If the beef is with the warriors and the soldiers, why touch the mother? Because or the child. Okay, let's say your God just said take away the men. Or are you saying that they just want that whole bloodline wiped out? So your God
But
is
that's not
inferior
what
to
his
the
God
fact.
said, son. That's not what his
No,
God
it
said.
is. It's saying wipe them all out. It's
The
not what
Bible says
it's.
his God said kill everything. The baby
That's what I
child,
just
the
said.
baby,
That's what I'm
kill everything.
saying.
He's okay with
I
that.
just said wipe out the
And he's okay with that.
bloodline. That's
not
my
paying.
point.
So he's not
That's
paying
not
attention.
That's my
right.
point too.
But
He should
check
be
this
okay
out.
with
Check
it.
this out. Hey,
I
Iceland,
know.
And let me
I,
tell you, and hold on, and let me tell
do
you
you
why.
remember?
And
Hold on
hold on,
one
Cap.
second.
Let me ask you this question, right? And I always wanted to ask you like this question.
All right,
If
go ahead.
Yahweh,
We're about to cover.
right? If someone like Yahweh, right, a man like Yahweh came home, right? If you brought that man home, and he had these characteristics as a human being, right? Being abusive, all these different characteristics. The first thing you gonna do is call all your brethren and go and beat the living daylights out of that man because none of them characteristics is desirable in a human being whatsoever. So why are you not making excuses for your God?
I got a question for him.
What? I don't understand what excuse you think.
What I'm saying
He's
is
based.
this.
So hold
He's
on.
saying if it was in a human characteristic, you wouldn't accept
If a
it.
human being did the same thing that
I don't
Yahweh
even
did, you
understand.
wouldn't accept that.
God didn't come to nobody as a human. I don't even know what you're talking about. So now
Yeah,
you're talking about
It was an
hypothetically.
analogy.
The Bible did say that too.
God came as a human. You said what?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
They claim
He said
that
he
in
walked in the garden and
when
talked to them.
Abraham,
Yes.
when he talked to Abraham, they claim that.
You said he came to him as a human.
Yeah, they claim that they say that
So,
was the Lord God, and they say when he came to Abraham, it was 3 men, and he stayed behind and ate with Abraham, and the other 2 went with Lot, and they were to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's the story's
they
talking.
all over the place. They don't know what they're
But
talking about.
right, can I ask that brother a question? Is he a Rastafarian?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Do you remember when you read Isaiah 55:8 to me? You on the last on
Isaiah
the
50.
first episode, you said,
What did it say?
it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, Neither
Yeah.
are your ways my ways.
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So check it out. So while we're sitting here trying to understand why God would turn around and tell you to go in a city and unalive everybody, you thinking, oh, why would he say that? Is that right to do? Yes, it's absolutely right to do. Any and everything that the Most High does is righteous. So when he said, I'm going to give you this land and you're going to get rid of those people that's in the land and it's going to be yours, that was righteous. Absolutely.
Hey,
But
Cap,
when
I
it's
got
your
the
turn, they don't
perfect
complain back.
Hold on 1 second, real quick. Cap, I got the perfect segment for our next conversation. Is there two powers in the Bible?
All right,
There's
don't
about
sweat. You
there's
know
more
how
than
we do it. You know how we do it. We turn around and bring up whatever question, whatever topic.
Yes, sir.
And
That's
so
it. That's
it
it.
don't even matter. Whatever you come with, you
Yes,
know
sir.
we're gonna
That's it.
deal with
That's
it.
it.
so
And
that.
That's where we're gonna go.
we're gonna show you again that you don't know the Bible. And then Jose Francis be tuned in for the next one with me and Isa, and we're gonna show you don't know the Bible either.
Wait. Is he
He
asking,
wanted to
is there
ask
more
something
than
real
one
quick,
God in the
Cap.
Bible? Is that what you're
Yes.
asking, Isa?
Yes.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Well,
definitely.
I call it powers.
Yes.
There's two different. There's many gods in the Bible. Don't get me wrong, but there's one ultimate power, which is the Creator, and then there's the lesser one, which was set upon the earth that is not above but below, which is who we call Shaitan, Satan, the devil. I'm saying those are gods, and the Creator is not a god. A
Well, I'm
Creator
not,
is above God. So I want to
no.
go that. Now I'm
Now,
just telling
my
the brother
argument,
my conversation.
my argument is El and Yahweh are two different deities.
So you
They're
think
not the
L's the
same.
Creator?
No, El is Yahweh is El's son.
I think it said that. Well, I've heard where it was and it wasn't because El had a concert, Yahweh had a concert, Ashara. But I think
Yes.
that they found out, and not that they found out, but a different person wrote a story saying that El Elyon and Yahweh are two different. I used to say he was a son, one of the 70 sons of El, but they're
Yes.
saying in some books they say he's not. So it's different reads on that.
Whether or not that is true, everyone
But they're
agrees
all
that
gods.
there are two different deities, and these deities come from what the Israelites and Christians and Jews and all these people call pagan sources.
I'm gonna ask you a question, brother. Have you ever heard of "Oh God"?
What is that?
That is the God you see all throughout your Bible. Don't you see "Oh Lord, Oh God, Oh people, Oh Israel"? You ever seen that?
Yes.
Good
Okay.
doggone. Now
that is above all gods.
now
That is the negative. Yes, sir, brother. That is the negative spirit, and all the other gods that you see with these names, they are the fallen angels. That third of angels that would have fell with that God, they come with them. That's when you see the beginning of the word is said it is formless. Formless has no shape. It's nothing.
Well, I'm not.
We can talk on.
I'm not agreeing on that level. I'm just
No,
simply
you
saying
don't.
El and
I get
Yahweh.
it.
El and Yahweh are clearly two different deities in the Bible.
I agree. Yeah, I think everybody would agree with that. Almost.
Clearly.
All right, so
Yeah.
okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're
Yes,
gonna we're gonna go ahead and clip it. We're gonna get out of here because I know like I said, we both got things to do. Right.
It was a pleasure, Cap. It was a pleasure.
Oh, ain't no sweat.
You guys
yeah, you come up on the next one. Oh, anytime we do a show, any questions, whatever, it don't even matter. Right.
I'm definitely gonna tune into the next one for sure. All right, brothers.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, brother. Peace and blessing.
Yeah.
Appreciate the questions.
Damn right. Again, like I said, me and Ice Son, we're gonna turn this into the Cap and the Ice Son show. You know what I mean? Instead of doing part 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, y'all see
just make a show out of it.
Don't have a problem with dialogue with each other, even though you know what I'm saying. I'm in the truth and he's not. And he's a mystic and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? That see y'all see he tried to drop some of that profound on you. He said, "See, it's a woe and a man. See, it's still describing a man." You know what you actually sounded like when you was talking about. You sounded like that scene on Don't drink your
What's that?
juice in the hood. Red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. My bacon smelling fine. That's what you
Well,
sounded
you
like, bro. I
stupid.
said, damn.
And
This brother
you the
talking
man
about
that think he gonna hit a strike and throw a gutter ball. I ain't mad at you.
this brother think that the woe man means a fallen man. Like, oh
Yes,
my God.
sir, bro.
Oh man,
The Eve fall. The Eve fall.
she absolutely disobeyed the Most High.
Whoa, whoa! Mike got a point there.
No.
We'll see. We'll see.
Eve is a woman. You said the
Yes.
woman is not a woman, it's a
Right.
fallen man.
Now
But
watch
Eve
this.
is a woman.
Right.
Right?
Watch this. Eve also stands for
Eve
evening, a
is,
side of darkness. Listen, Eve also stands for a side of darkness. So it's talking about the evening. So you have the light and you have the day. I mean, the night and you have the day. So when Eve falls, per the scripture, it's using her as the woe man, although woe man means humanity. When you get down to going into Adam and Eve, Eve being the woe man in the situation, she is referencing night, darkness, where where you're not in the light, but you're in the dark. And she's the mother of the dark, which we are people that have been coming through the dark part of unconsciousness for the last 6,000 years.
oh brother, Lord
See,
have mercy.
that's mysticism, brother.
That's mysticism.
Revelations.
And that is shistacism. You understand? That's what that is, brother. That was crazy.
Yeah, you're hilarious.
That is crazy. But look, we're gonna hey, everybody tune in for the next one, man. Stay tuned to me and the brother Ice Son. You understand?
My man.
I appreciate you jumping on with me, brother. You see
Oh,
your
man.
boy. Now, Hemi, we had a part 2 with him, but he ran off. He changed his name. He went from biblical barbarian, Hemi the biblical barbarian, to Big Hemi. You understand?
Right. So you trying to tell me he went into protective custody?
Yeah, he did. He turned around, and now that he want to be one of the diabolical divas, he turned around.
Wow! Wow! No, you did.
Hemi changed his name.
But listen, we're gonna get him up here. We're gonna get him up here.
We're gonna get him up here. You understand?
Because I'm gonna have a paddle. Listen, I'm gonna have a paddle, and you gonna have a paddle. So that only means he's gonna be the ball. No, I'm talking about ping pong, brother. Ping pong.
Oh, we're gonna beat him back and forth.
That's ping pong my game. Ping pong my game. So when I was using a ping pong reference, not paddling him.
I was say, this ain't none of that school days.
No.
Gamma, nigga. I ain't trying to do that to nobody.
I was talking. I had a ping pong reference. We're gonna make him the ball, and we're going back and forth in the court. That's my reference.
All right, man. We go. Hey, everybody, tune in for the next one, Israel. We go.
Hey, Hemi, you my man. I'm just messing with you, bro.